I wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and with me today is my special guest Bogdan Curcan of Romania.
Hello, Alexei. Thanks for inviting me again. I'm super glad to be here.
Of course, I could not invite you for an important event like this. It will be quite the marathon. Our stream today is expected to last between 3 and 4 hours. We'll be broadcasting the entire playoff of the United States of America Carcassonne Championship, not just finals, but also the playoffs. We're going to start with the quarterfinals right now. The pairings for the quarterfinals you can see on the screen. The player with the screen name Chauncey48, who's a new player this championship, will be playing last year's runner-up with the screen name DKL116. Then on table 2, we have two new players. The player with the screen name Woofer, whom I will be secretly rooting to because he's actually originally from Latvia, which is the country where I'm from, will be playing against another newcomer with the screen name Wizard Chess. They're probably good at chess. Let's see if they are good at Carcassonne. On table 3 is the duel with which we might start, actually, because it involves both former national team members, while Bay Area Rube is actually Ruben Moss, the current captain of Team USA at the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship, and Ali, you used to play for Team USA, I think, either last year or the year before, so both players of roughly equal strength, I'd say, and on table 4, we have quite an interesting duel between the former captain of Team USA and the runner-up at the 2021 USA Championship, Kerry Alley, with a screen name Mingo, who also happens to be one of the main organizers of this championship. So let's see if she gets so many lucky tiles by pure accident. Not to say a deal with Board Game Arena developers. And she'll be playing against the player with the screen name Karki, who is known to be who currently has a very high rating, but is mostly known to be to specialize in the, how you call the expansion with the lakes, Indian cathedrals, right? So yeah, anyway, you're my guest, Bogdan, so whom do you prefer to watch first?
Okay, I will go also with the third table if you prefer to start with that. I would also watch Mingo against Karki. I'm rooting for Mingo secretly, so.
Alright,
But
not so secretly anymore.
yes, now Glovir knows it. He's in the chat. Hi, Glovir.
Yes,
So
hi Glavir. Also, let us know how's the sound and everything. Shall I make myself quieter, louder, my guest quieter, louder? We still have, I guess, 1 minute. You said third table, right? Or
yes,
fourth?
third table.
Third. Okay.
Third.
Let's
Let's
start
start with the
with
third.
table 3. Then we're gonna go to table 4 after that. Wait. I need to also turn on my drawing tool on the screen, which should be working here, just to test it before it starts, because I'm always paranoid.
It's better to be paranoid than relaxed.
Okay, it works. Perfect. So
Hi,
it's
Elias in
now.
chat. Hi, also. There are some guys, okay, left also. Hi, everyone
Okay,
in the
cool.
chat. I think Elias is moderating, right? Elias, you're the moderator of this tournament or the referee or so.
Well, I guess so. We can't have because Mingo reached the finals,
Yes.
not the finals yet, but the playoffs. She
Mm-hmm.
can't really do most of the organizing stuff. Well, it says that Aliyu is playing, but it doesn't really show up, so we probably need to keep refreshing for a couple of minutes. The way this
Okay.
tournament works is automatic tournaments have been set up on Board Game Arena, and players have to up to 5 minutes to start the game before their game is automatically forfeited, at least according to Board Game Arena. Oh yes, yeah. Hi, Lef. Hi, Elias. Let's just keep refreshing. Very interesting. Any predictions for this duel, Bogdan?
The third one, you mean?
Yeah, for the one we're about to watch.
I would go. Yeah, I would go with Bay Area Rube. So I watched the player in the championship. Quite
So
decent
you'd,
player actually.
mhm.
Yeah. hmm
So
So I
you'd
would.
say that the experience of them being the national team captain most
Yes.
recently has to be
Yes.
decisive.
hmm And playing a lot of competitive matches, games, and yeah.
There we go. We've finally started the game.
Cool.
And it is Ali Yu who draws the first monastery, and with that, the slight opening advantage will probably go to Meeple it. As you see, the ratings of the players are almost identical in the mid 400, but the captain of the US national team, that one ELO rating point ahead, maybe that will give them some confidence. Maybe not. Let's see. So Ali Yu here with the black meeples. Meeples the monastery. Green now has a straight road in hand. Will probably meeple the road. And the green meeple does come down. Both players exchange quick points. Ali Yu now draws a crossroad tile, so he will be actually forced to play to help green a little bit, because either you place it over here or over here. He adds one monastery points to himself and also one road points to green. Now the first real decision of the game comes in. So does green start a new road, or does green continue his other road? He does start a new road, and look at this. Oh, he doesn't meeple it. Very interesting move. What'd you make of it, Bogdan?
It was very risky to meeple the road actually. I would have continued my road. Yeah, he wanted to block the city and also but he just threw it away. Then the third monastery for green now could equalize a bit the situation. So yeah, black already has two monasteries. Green needs to equalize, but black draws now the city cap. Fortunate robe and 4 points will go for black now.
After some deliberation.
Yes, because there is a 3-point road left, which with a crossroad might be a 4-point road, and then the city would be equalized. With this Torito starting a city maybe around the monastery.
Probably, yeah. Maybe like somewhere at the bottom like this. I rather like it. Maybe even turning to the other side, but it's a really, really small difference. What else? Ali, you can probably start another city as well next to the other monastery and kind of pre-finishing one of these monasteries as well. Yeah, this city cap just goes very, very nicely over here. You shouldn't really be too bothered about getting blocked in this square, because it doesn't really happen very often. It's the opening of the game, and all of the tiles that exist in Carcassonne in principle, or almost all of these tiles, are still in the deck. Well, the notable exception is, of course, this quadruple crossroads. There's only one of a kind, so players should be a bit more careful when building roads. That's about it for now. Cities are quite safe.
Yep. Seems that Ali has some connection issues. At least for me, it looks like she's idle. Oh no, she's back, or he is back. Okay.
So start a new city in a different place, which I think is, not bad, but the other move was just better. I think maybe he decided that building there was too risky, but it wasn't. It wasn't. Okay, let's see. Rube could continue his city at the bottom, or can continue his road, which I rather like, or can indirectly finish his road, which could also work. But he decides to simply start.
I don't like this move. Yeah, it gives this 4-point road actually for black, so it's
Well, 3-point because the monastery square is shared. But yeah, I get what you mean. Not only does it give him 3-point road back, this 3-point road comes with an extra attack on the city potentially. So
yeah, here you go. So
yeah,
I didn't like it, but yeah.
So black, as a result, has a bit of an advantage. They're even on the scoreboard, with the one difference that black has an extra monastery. Other than that, all things are being equal. Ali's probably going to continue his city at the top. Maybe something like this. Yeah, that works well. Rube is starting a road on the left, being quite greedy, which I rather like. There's still plenty of crossroads remaining in the game, so this meeple will likely find its way back into Green's hand after scoring, I don't know, 4 or 5 points. We'll see how many road tiles he draws. And now we see the first purely blocking move of the game, which I actually quite like, because there wasn't that much value in adding this extra point to the road, whereas this move that does not fully block Black City over here, but it takes away a lot of tiles with which Black could continue with City, such as, you know, Doritos like this. You see Black was forced to just discard the Dorito, and most importantly the 3 giraffe neck extenders, which were all still in the game. You can see again Ali draws a city cap with which he's not able to finish a city. He can start a new city somewhere, but this curve is already doing its job, so it was an absolutely worthwhile investment from the play with the green meeples.
Yep, indeed. Now with this Dorito, I believe, yeah, we'll continue the city, maybe to complete it with 4 Doritos.
And Ali just drew one of these Doritos, so there's still 5 Doritos left, and extenders. And actually from 5 Doritos, there's like about an 80% chance of Green getting 2 of these 5 Doritos, so the city in most likelihood will be completed, and these extra shields will be adding a lot of points for Green. But not yet. Well, Rube will likely add this Dorito over here and bring his city closer to completion. It's probably what he should do, but the question is which side, and I really like this choice because it makes the monastery a little bit safer. And if Black were to attack the city, he would have to go here from the left, adding 1 extra monastery point from Green. So it's a very subtle difference, but Green managed to find a move that gives him just a bit more of that expected value. In the meantime, we see that Black is ahead on the scoreboard because Black finally managed to complete his 10-point city at the top. Green responds with a pure blocking move, which I rather like. And just this kind of stuff that we talk about happens, except that Ali does not meeple either of the city caps. He goes here down the bottom, threatens the attack on the city, and drops 2 city caps into his field, which is a bit double-edged. On one hand, you're kind of creating yourself an opportunity to attack this city, but on the other hand, you're giving your opponent a tremendous value from a potential triple city tile. Because let's say if Green draws something like this, then Green can place it over here and then eat up this little piece of city as well, but it's not going to happen because Green is not going to take that city cap, because this city cap has been cleaned off by Black. And now this farmer is looking absolutely great. He has already 6 points, another city cap over here. It could get some more points if the cities gets completed, but that said, Black still has a chance to prevent the city from being completed. And even though Green now managed to draw a second monastery, I'd say that Black is close to being in a commanding position here.
Yeah, fully agree, Alexey. Now Black managed to close another city on the field. It's a 9-point, maybe 12-point field already. So Green, I believe, should consider to attack the field to counterplay this this field.
I think eventually there are 2 good spots to do. Like the ideal move that you want to be making as Green is to draw the Dorito tile here and meeple this field as you complete. An alternative is like to draw a road tile and go here. There's another alternative of drawing a road tile and going here. There'll be still plenty of opportunities to complete that field, which is why Green is postponing this idea, decided to take care of the cities first. Green's now meepling yet another monastery, but maybe as Green I would have meepled this monastery instead. It was 8 points, very risky, but it's 8 points. Or maybe like meeple this monastery like this. So instead Green chooses sort of the short-term, more safer move just getting 6 points for the monastery, 5 points for the new monastery, and 1 extra point for the old one. And maybe if he gets a 6th monastery, that would nicely go over here.
Yep. So maybe meepling that 8-point monastery was too risky, Alexey, for green, because it's short on meeple. So yeah, even if there are good chances to take back meeples with the road and so on, but it was a very high chance to block that monastery because
That's
both
true.
road monasteries are out.
On the other hand, I have a feeling that this monastery, like even though it's not going to be blocked, it's probably not going to be completed either. Not because it's going to be blocked, but just because it takes 4 moves, and green will be doing other stuff in all likelihood. So if I'm completely honest, I'll be very surprised if this meeple sees the light of day again.
Agree. Very interesting play from black. So yeah, he played the second farmer on the field, maybe hoping to draw the last monastery, simple monastery, and yeah, this field will be decisive, I believe. So it's already a big field. With these monasteries, it could be extended on the right. So I think it's the feature that will be decisive in this game. Already defending the field, as you see, as
Yeah,
black.
and even adding 1 point to Green's monastery, which I really don't agree with a lot. I guess like his idea is maybe he wants to go here and here, but there's not enough time. And the truth is, this move would have been great, but with the meeple on the city, want to have the meeple majority. Without a meeple, well, if Green just draws a city cap, then Green suddenly back in this game. Green will have 9 plus 6, 15 more points on the scoreboard. And maybe if Green completes this city, Green suddenly doesn't need the field, right? This field is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 18 points for 2 meeples. And maybe Green just can have a small counter field somewhere, maybe like a 6-point field here and a 6-point field here. And then you're only down -6, and then you can just try build a big ruin here, for example. It's another possible win condition.
Yeah,
But
agree.
not with this tile. And look at Ali here. So he does not want to finish his opponent's monastery, even though this would give him 6 points for the city and 3 points for the field. He starts yet another city. Very interesting decision over here. Let's see if this pays off. Both players exchange natural moves. Green continues his city at the top. Black will either score a city here, or instead he just finishes a city here. Does not drop a 3rd farmer, but this field grew in the process and is now becoming quite dangerous.
Exactly. So green needs back the meeples in hand, and maybe needs to attack or counterplay the fields from bottom, maybe. As you said, even if I think that the fields will be connected in the end, from the bottom side and to the top. So this will be only one field from my perspective. There will be 6, 7 cities, so it's huge.
In all likelihood, but Meeple's back first, so Green's success in this game hinges on several tiles. It's like this one, and then Green will have lots of Meeples in hand. And actually, there's some scenarios how Green drops a farmer here, 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 and wins the field with a majority, with a complete majority. 3 versus 2. So now Black actually took out one of these spots, because you see, now if Green completes the city, Green will not be able to drop a farmer. That was a very interesting spatial awareness here. So Black chose not even to bother blocking, but to simply prepare his game for when Green continues his city. Also another blocking move, taking 2 points, but also eliminating a field connection opportunity. Now our Rube gets 8 points and a meeple back. Of course, doesn't complete this city cap because he needs to complete this first. Ali's probably going to start a ring road and a blocking attack on this city, maybe.
Okay, interesting play.
No. I guess he just wants to prevent a field connection. But does not matter in the immediate future. So Rube from Bay Area, who, surprise, surprise, is from Bay Area, will get these extra points. on the scoreboard, but Ali gets the coin flip for the monastery and Meeple's yet another one. And even though Rube is temporarily ahead on the scoreboard, 16 points for the monasteries, 21 points for the field. Fields are almost impenetrable, and Ali drops a third farmer.
This is decisive, I think.
It's a great decision, actually, but let's think about it. Wait. Can maybe Green win without the field? Because look what Green has. Green has a monastery and a ruin, which fully compensates these two monasteries and then some. And then Green has 18 points on the scoreboard and like a bunch of meeples. Yeah, so maybe that's the idea. Maybe you just like build. No.
Don't fight for the field. Okay,
Yeah.
let's see. Yeah, for sure there would have been another winning condition. As you said, there are a lot of meeples, a lot of chances to do points in other places.
Yeah, so I think like you just build some cities. You like clean off this city cap, maybe then draw another farmer, and then you can either equalize this guy, or maybe you can. Oh yeah, totally. Do this. It's like it's 2 points only, but it's still worth it. And then maybe connect these farmers at the bottom, because what's happening now is Black is scoring twice for this city and for this city. This farmer is getting points for these two cities, and this farmer is getting points to these first two cities. And if Green manages to find some sort of back-to-back tiles to connect these fields, then suddenly Black will be scoring, yeah, you could say a whopping 21 points, but it's with 3 meeples. And Green could actually win this, although this move, the move that they do right now, could be absolutely crucial. I'd say just take these points. Do you have any other suggestions, Bogdan?
Actually, no. As you said, I would try to connect the fields in the end. Maybe later, maybe not now. But I don't see any other interesting option, to be honest. I would try. I don't know how many city caps are still in the game, but I would try to create another field, maybe a small field for me. Okay, that's an interesting choice.
So he takes 4
That's
points
fine.
essentially, right? 1 point for a city and 3 points for a field. Whereas he could have taken just 2 points here. Because like Ali now, if he's feeling extra greedy, he could actually go here. and bring in this farmer saying, you know what, you're not getting in a second one. And he'd probably be correct, except for the fact that if Green gets some sort of straight line, he can go here and here. It does seem that maybe Green is being a bit wasteful with his meeple and maybe not recognizing the fieldless win condition that he has.
Exactly.
It's like if both opponents played, well and in the spirit of the position, then they should be ending up with a game which is like +2 or -2 either way. This tile is absolutely huge. It's a 6-point city for Bay Area Rube. I think this should be the win for Green.
Yeah. No doubt. So Green should play it.
Unless Black gets another curve, because you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's one more curve remaining. And if like Black gets one on the last move, Black can go over here and eat up this farmer. So yeah, the city was like just leaving the city open was a big gamble, but it paid off. Okay, so now Green here has another interesting decision. Actually, Green could start fighting for the smaller field.
Actually, it's not small anymore, so it's 9 point, 12 point maybe. So I would close the city and place a farmer.
Or can we win by just taking the city points? Because then another thing that I've noticed, right now, if we get a curve, then we get to go here as Green. We'll lose 6 points, and our opponent loses 9. Well, our opponent also loses 6 points. So this connection doesn't hurt either side anymore. And it does seem that Green recognized his fieldless win condition. Green decided not to drop the farmer here because there's still one curve, and black can take over this field if black takes the curve over here. So he just decided to take the quick points, and simply wants to outrun his opponent. Let's do some point counting again. So it's plus 28 on the scoreboard for green, 16 for the monasteries here, 7 for the monasteries here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's 17 points for monastery plus city. Wow!
But
So
there are no curves in the game, Alexei.
oh, did I
count
miss a
them. There are
curve?
nine. Yes, it's maybe the one with the farmer, the black farmer. Maybe you missed that.
I think I might
It was
I might have
6.
missed something in the center here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so there are no curves remaining. So
No.
Oh, so then actually farming would have been a great move. As you were
Exactly.
suggesting. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's still 3 straight lines. It would have been just a foolproof move. But still, Rube has to be happy about this tile, because look at what Ali did. Ali said, you know what, I can't win without attacking the city, which I'm not sure was true, but maybe it was true. And then he's kind of trying to share these 10 points.
Yep.
Farmer, do it. It actually works, because they're... okay.
No,
Okay.
why 2 points and not 3 points? Because it's still this giraffe, right? And it could have extended the ruin.
Oh, you were talking about here, yeah?
Yeah.
Of course. And also, this would have been a great farmer instead, because the remaining tiles were this and a straight road, and it was actually unblockable. This back-to-back connection. This would have been so brilliant.
Yeah.
So for those of you who are not familiar with my Move of the Week series, you have to go to Move of the Week number 3, I think, where the protagonist is the Brazilian player Gustavo Arruda. And I'm not going to tell you much, but you just have to go and see what happens. Okay, so Wizard Chess is 1-0 up against Woofer. I think Elias, you said Meeple Chess in the chat. That's probably a Freudian slip, because you've been thinking of the player with the screen name Meeple Wizard, the German player. They're not the same. Although maybe if they could combine their forces, they could open a new account and call it Meeple Wizard Chess. And DKL is up against the newcomer Chauncey.
Okay, as green here, you have to meeple a road, right? With this crossroad. What are the chances you have? I don't see to attack the field. I don't see to connect the fields to... Yeah. I don't see that many chances. So maybe taking a 4-point road. But in the meantime, green is 28 points ahead on the scoreboard, so it's quite a lot. Also, with the ruin, I'm not sure if there are still tiles to connect to that. I don't think so, right?
I don't think so, yeah. There are 2 straight roads and something else. So Rube took a straight road here. Ollie's probably going to take a road here. And what's going to be that final tile?
It's the giraffe with the shield. The giraffe neck.
Oh, yes. So it goes over here.
Maybe that's why green would have played for the ruin instead of taking 2 points. It was a misplay, I think.
No, but I don't think... I think it actually was intentional. Because at that time, there was still this piece remaining, the triple city. And I think this was an attempt for black to go 50-50.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean the green play for this 2-point city. So the correct play would have the 3-point city, a ruin, with
Oh yeah,
possibility
over
to
here.
extend it.
That's true, that's true. I mean, there may be some reasons here. So, for example, Green may have realized that he will actually have a meeple surplus. So, the value from extending this city is, like, actually not that great, because you don't get to spend a meeple. Well, you do get the extra 4 points, but, like, you get these extra 4 points anyway. And I am under the impression that Green may have been thinking that there might have been a city cap remaining. And so they may play this move just to clean off a city cap. Now, of
Okay.
course, Green will take the 4-point ruin either here or here, takes it in a more aesthetically appealing fashion to have fewer pieces but more shields. And I think Green should have it via a fieldless win condition. What's an interesting game, despite Black having so many fields. I mean, I haven't refreshed it, I don't know, but it feels that the 28-point lead on the scoreboard should be enough.
Let's see.
In the meantime, the rating favorite on table 4, Karki, has defeated Mingo. I'm still not refreshing. Nico is asking in the chat, can Catan be played with 2 players? Yes, I've been postponing that video for a long time, but there is a variant for 2 players, which I think is really cool. And look at this, +8.
Okay.
What are you saying, Bogdan?
About Catan, but yeah, let's watch the yeah. Okay, so
I just want to watch the stats. Check this out: 60 points for cities for Bay Area Rube, equal for monasteries, and 33 points for field for Ali U, but nevertheless a loss. Both players taking the time, which I really like, kind of almost exhausting their time limit. It's quite a high-level game. Shall we continue with these players, or shall we watch somebody else?
Let's continue. Let's continue and yeah, finalize the clash. Let's say this match. Mingo is losing, so we can continue here.
So the players have just started. Now it will be Rubian who has the starting piece and the first 4 points and the extra 20 rating points.
Yep. Taking a lot of time for this move. Okay, writing in chat.
Which is why I typically don't write it in chat in such timed games.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It's not that much, so 15 minutes, yeah, it's the same condition as in the World Championship, but it's not that much if you spend the time at the end. Okay, Green drawing the first monastery with a good advantage.
Black not meepling the road, which I strongly disagree with, but apparently Black decided that there will be bigger fish to fry, or bigger fish to catch. I don't know how Americans say that, but there is some sort of idiom that involves fish and not meepling roads.
Okay.
Black meepling a new city via an extender, and now these are the tiles, the ones that Rube currently has in hand, that will show who a player really is. Okay, so are you just calmly starting a new city somewhere, or are you aggressively dropping a farmer and trying to play a farmer game? Like, if Ali had this tile, if the positions were reversed, then, and if Black had this sort of monastery, then in about 0.001 seconds, this tile would have gone here, and Black would have dropped a farmer. But Green plays a bit more cautiously. Green decides to also drop a farmer, but a bit elsewhere, not taking the extra monastery points, which I think would have been a good idea. But hey, he decides he can take the monastery points later, so he meeples a new city cap in his field, and now Black can play a very, very hurtful move. Not that one. So that's okay. That's quite a big mistake by Black, which Green should be very, very happy. But of course, the move here was to place this tile one below and meeple the city and paralyze this monastery, limit this field entirely. But we know that that Ali is a player who's very active on the field. If you look at his stats, you will see just a bajillion field points in comparison to everything else. So he decides that this field will worth fighting for. The problem is that in connecting to the field, Black will be forced to continue Green's monastery, and in the meantime, Green is building all kind of other stuff. Green is starting a new city and another city. Black is doing quite well on the scoreboard as a result of this city and this 3-point road. Very interesting. Green starting new roads.
Yeah. Green meepling a lot of things.
As you should in the opening. So now it's a fantastic tile as well. You go here, you finish the city with triangles. And Black not really meepling a lot of things. And now as Green. Excellent move, excellent move. You don't place this tile over here. You have the patience. Don't worry about this meeple. It will come back eventually. This guy, even though it looks dangerous, it's actually really, really hard to block. And blocking for now just does not pay off for Black, because Green is getting the tiles, and these blocks were essentially just delays. So Black drops another farmer, which is a bit of an insurance. So let's say if Green completes the city, then this Black farmer will sneak in all the way through. Wow, interesting approach here.
Interesting play, yeah.
Which
the divider still in game.
Yeah, but which is actually a mistake. So the correct move in this situation is to put the triangle like this and place a new meeple, and to threaten either to, well, finish the city, or maybe even get a triple or quadruple city and create a big structure over here. It does seem that maybe Black is playing a bit hastily when facing strategic decisions, whereas Green is taking more time. You look at this. I like what Green is doing. Green is kind of building around his monastery as saying, now, if you want to connect to my field, go on my turf, you're going to have to not only continue, but also finish a monastery and give me a meeple back.
Agree. Very nice style for Green now, so it reduces the field and the chances to connect for Black.
And potentially creates a big ruin like this.
Exactly.
Now a big decision here for Green. Again, it also shows who the player really is. Do you or do you not connect your opponent into the field? Because you kind of want to be finishing that monastery eventually. Or do you just not ever put anything there in that space?
If you don't, then your opponent will do, because there are plenty of monasteries there. So if Black draws now the monastery, it will mostly equalize the Green monastery position at all, not the monastery only. So I would have play there. In the end, Black will connect. If Black will connect with a monastery, it's very sad for Green. Let's say. So I would meeple the monastery there, closing and connecting Black.
There's another crazy move. You could theoretically go here, take 2 points, block your own meeple simply to keep this farmer away from your field. Which I think is not worth doing. How interesting. He decides not to do that. He decides to actually keep his farm. Ali now starts spending his meeples. Meeples in monastery now. A fantastic tile for Rubian here, trying to continue his city. And then he'll eventually finish it, but there will be a problem. Once he finishes his city, you know what Black's going to do? Black going to go over here, drop a farmer, and bring 2 farmers at once through a monastery or something like this. Black is...
Interesting move.
I think Black is on tilt. It's why would you do that? I mean, I get the idea. The idea is okay, I want to draw a curve and block. But your opponent has the move. Probably he's going to have a defense. Nope,
yes.
Not now. His gamble paid off, which was it was a huge, huge gamble. But it did pay off
Yes.
to put a city cap in your opponent's city. Oh, now I think,
Why?
yeah, Green got a little bit impatient, and he got the piece that he needed on the very next move. So all he had to do is just wait one more move. But this would be an instructive moment for most people, I think for intermediate level players. When you have a structure like this, when you need a triangle piece to finish your city, and if there's a plentiful supply of these triangle pieces, in which case, and there were actually 7 of those remaining, if we include one remaining city split tile, then you wait and wait and wait. If you get a triple city tile, you do not place it over here, because this opens up the potential for attack or for a block exactly like this. So I think this is very often what I see at kind of this intermediate level of play is players sometimes get a bit impatient. But in Carcassonne, you have to do everything with the right tile. That's what takes to be Carcassonne Master, I think. But to his credit, Green finds an excellent use for the tile that he cannot use now. He, with this move, severely restricted Black's field, and Black will be stuck here with just 3 points, essentially.
Yep. Now Green could attack again the city with the last meeple actually.
And he doesn't do that. Wow. I mean, both players are just decided to play roulette today. They don't care about Carcassonne. They want to spin that wheel. The reason why I'm saying this is because if Black were to get a city cap on his next move, place it over here, then Black could connect to the city, and this would just give him a decisive advantage.
Yep. Still a lot of monasteries in the game, so I suppose that Black will draw one quick enough
And
to equalize
in the
the situation.
meantime, we have news from table number 3, where the player with the screen name Wizard Chess, a newcomer, defeated another newcomer with the screen name Woofer. So we have our first semi-finalist.
Your favorite player, right, from Latvia? Woofer,
yes, has been just eliminated.
Sorry for that.
Well, I guess I should have rooted harder for them.
Yeah. Interesting play.
Black
by
continues
Green.
his road. Oh no, that was Green?
No, by Green, I mean the giraffe extender. Interesting play. I think there are no, it's a permanent block.
Yeah, that makes sense. You want to preserve the extra 5 points in the mini battle.
Yep.
That makes perfect sense. But this is so dangerous. Oh, this is so dangerous. So probably as Rube, do you just finish your opponent's road and do you just get in there?
But there are no triple cities, only the 4 city cap. So the triple cities are out, right?
Yeah.
You cannot just squeeze in. Maybe, hoping for this city tile.
So I guess, but do you finish your opponent's road? That's the key question. Because like, if your opponent gets a triangle, it's just game over.
Exactly. And there are
which is why I mean, like, allowing the situation in the first place was just so.
And there are a lot
as you
of
see, because
triangles.
like Black can play roulette and win in this kind of stuff, but it's not Green's days for roulette, so Green should recognize that better play it safer. So now again, 50% chance for Black completing the connection, but even if that happens, Green can sort of reconnect, so probably this is not the end of the world. Black has already got a lot of stuff out of the situation. He got this beautiful long row just seemingly out of nowhere, and
Green was very inspired because Black had the Dorito in hand.
Exactly. So if not for this move, the game would have been completely over. But as a result of this move, Green is still hanging in there.
Yep.
And honestly, like, maybe Green can somehow win. Because look, he has these extra 6 field points, and he has this extra monastery, and assuming that everything here stays the same, and if this is getting blocked, then maybe he can just edge it out, because he has these 5 points in this mini battle. He has 6 points over here. That's 11. Okay, 10 because of this mini battle. So honestly, he could win, but
Look here at this situation. So green played that straight line, and now black can just hope for the yeah.
and as black, I would totally do that.
Of course, yes.
And then he can try and repeat your team captain's feat, and maybe just like take off some city
It's
tiles,
harder. It's harder now
block
because there
all
are a
the
lot.
city tiles here. Well, you say it's harder, but you only need 2 moves. Okay, 3 moves. So you put a straight road here to block this piece. Then you put a city cap here, any city cap, to block these 3 pieces. And then you put a triangle here. So the
Yeah,
thing that
agree.
we were
It's not that
talking
far.
about. By the way, I surprised that black didn't meeple a farm. Sounds like a really good farmer move, if you ask me. But just a matter of taste, I guess. Okay, will Rubin meeple the 7-point Monish? I'm very curious to see. He decides not to meeple. He decides that he's gonna need his meeples for a quick point. He's gonna need for a quick point over here. He's gonna need for a bunch of other things. And now, if you're Ollie, I would go here. Simply start the process of eliminating the city caps, hoping that by the end of the game, if my opponent gets the quadruple city tile, then my opponent gets to be forced to put it over here. There's a small chance of that happening, but it would be so cool. He does not go for the content move. Instead, he drops it, which I don't like because, I mean, this move doesn't do anything. This move does at least something. It gives you the content equity. Even if it's like half a percentage point.
Agree. Another monastery for green. It's a pity that it's short on meeples.
I know. Whereas black will absolutely meeple this monastery, and this is why having meeples in hand matters.
Exactly.
I need to update the score because thank you, Elias, for bringing us the news from table 1.
Number 1, yeah.
Yeah, where we have an equal match. It's 1-1.
Oh, and they are advanced with the third game. So now green Rube throwing a lot of tiles. 2 monasteries now with the one simple road, straight road. The second one maybe now. Let's see. Taking time, so it's only 4 minutes and a half on the clock. With more than a quarter of a game to go. Okay, deciding to meeple. Oh, and black draws the big city tile. So
Black draws immediately the
yes.
big city tile, but I don't think I understand that FIMO either. Okay, so green is taking this spell, saying good one, in which, but what he actually means is like, I don't know, maybe something obscene, maybe not.
Mm-hmm.
But at least
but-
I know that some players could be thinking that.
Yeah, but green just pre-built it, right? With that straight line. So just pre-build it. I didn't understand that move. So green could wait for the opponent to draw this city tile and then maybe attack again.
I think maybe the idea was to eat up this farmer, and this is what he's doing. Yeah, because like honestly, if you do come back into this
there are
game
no
now,
tiles. There are no tiles there, right? All 3 are out.
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe they're well. This is only the case. Oh yeah, all 3 are out for a long time. So
Yes.
So this move actually wasn't doing that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there's not much there to recommend for green, but as soon as I pulled up this has always happened. As soon as I pull up the critical tile graphic, somebody gets it. But hey, black did what they had to do. Black created threats. Green left this position vulnerable, and black took advantage of it. And even if black hadn't got this city tile, there were some other win paths for them in this game.
Yeah, but look at the scoreboard. So there are 41 points difference. Monastery, 3 meeples in hand. A lot of options for the end game for black. Do you see green winning this? I don't see it.
I don't, except for on time. Well, yeah, now, great move, great move. I really like the mindset. Like, you do everything to try and make a comeback and, like, make life for your opponent really difficult. Excellent 8-point city here for green. I think, well, now that, like, it's a bit too late, green is trying really, really hard to do this. And I would play like green just to tire up my opponent, just to say, okay, even if you won this game, you're gonna still have to work for it.
Agree.
I really like this mindset of like fighting to the teeth, and well, which is why I also never concede games. And if anything, I probably start playing a little bit better when the game is completely hopeless, which is maybe not the best thing. I should start playing better earlier, but it is what it is. KK Spam is asking, last year champion is not part of this year top 8. Did he not participate? Oh no, he did participate. Daniel Ayala, surprisingly, did not qualify for the top 8. He finished this tournament 11th. A lot of big names didn't qualify. The 2020 champion Alan Robsky did not qualify either. So this just shows you the strength of the newcomers, because you can't say it's just luck. There are 8 spots for the playoff.
And yeah, there were not many players aligned at the start of the competition. There were 17 or so, or 16.
Yep.
Interesting development. Okay, so we are reaching the end. Black closed the monastery in the meantime. Tried to grab some quick points on the road, but not successful. Green throwing tiles, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, still green was kind of trying to do the thing that they were supposed to do, right? Oh, green, of course, would have loved to score this city and get his monastery meeple back. Yeah, but it was very interesting how this meeple ended up blocked, this monastery ended up being blocked. This move ended up being kind of almost genius, because green wasn't quite sure what to do with this. Green was at a meeple disadvantage the entire game, and it's like it almost feels like black managed to swindle green out of the victory here. But yeah, well done. Managed to create some threats, and we're gonna see a complete blowout of like plus 30 or something.
I think so.
It's funny, and they end up with the same number of field points. Even though, like, green's field looks much bigger. They both have 9 field points.
Exactly.
So, okay, let's just look at these stats real quick. So, as you see, also spending way less time. 53 points for cities, completely equal for monasteries and fields, and very, very low stats for both sides in terms of meeple place, just because everything was blocked. And they're back to their original ratings, except that it's now Ali Yu who has the extra rating points. He's now at 432 versus 431 from his opponents. And, well, decider it is.
Yep, let's watch it.
In the meantime, I have some disappointing news for you, Bogdan.
I saw it.
Yeah, you saw it.
Yes, I saw in the chat.
So Mingo is out of this championship after losing 2-0 to Karki.
Somehow green. So the third game started. Green managed to equalize the position. So black drew the monastery first, but yeah, green has the road and the closed city. 4 points. I would say it's equal so far. Green trying to not meepling the city.
Equal, but what was that move?
Okay.
Why not just start a new city on the side? Was that a hallucination? Like that was green, right?
Yes, that was green.
Why not just put it over here instead of leaving a juicy piece for your opponent and starting and also giving your opponent 1 monastery point? Like this is literally, I think that's it. That's game lost. Just this one move. like it's very very hard to come back from positions like this.
Yep.
Like, in terms of win percentage, we're talking double digits here. The impact of that move.
Exactly. And even meepling it because you control the monastery of your opponent, even if you meeple that that city tile.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, let's see. Black closing the city, then meepling the farmer, of course. Very good play now with the crossroad, adding a point to the monastery, starting a ring road.
and also very quick find, right? Because I think the first every player's intuitive move is just to grab 2 points, but
Mm-hmm.
Black is saying nope, I got something better, and he grabbed 4 points immediately. Plus, well, it's just such a nice harmonious development. Gets to finish a monastery, start a new city, and it's just like the position plays itself. Really, it's also now quite hard for Green. Oh, what a tile! Do you know what he's gonna do? Yes, exactly
Of
this.
course,
Starting
of
a second
course.
farmer. The only tile that was better is the same, but like with the horizontal divider.
Yeah, exactly,
Then this would have
exactly.
just been complete the lights out. It's like build a field like this with 2 meeples. It is absolutely worth the investment of 2 meeples, and it's really hard to connect. And eventually, here's what's gonna happen. Green will
What?
connect, eventually equalize this field because it will be his only option. But because Black has the stronghold, when Green will be fighting for this field, he'll be kind of doing it awkwardly, sacrificing valuable tiles, and as a result, Black will be able to accumulate points elsewhere. That's why being first on the field matters. Not because you win that field eventually, but because it forces your opponent to fight for the field awkwardly. Moreover, there are some more positive scenarios for Black. Imagine Curve goes here, and like City tile goes here. Then this guy will score 12 points by itself. So we see that Green is refusing to finish his road on the left. He decides to do it later. Farm, farm, always farm. Yes, 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 well done. And he, first of all, made these 2 moves and decided to finish his road later. Let's see how it works out for him. Well, I guess he can get his meeple back now, which he probably should. Or, given his huge meeple majority, he might say, you know what, never mind this road meeple. I'm just going to do something else. I'm just going to start fighting for the field. But he says, not yet, not
Mm-hmm.
yet. But soon. Like, this is the spot that needs to be taken very soon by somebody. Very interesting situation here for Ollie. You can either get a meeple back. Oh, he but
Mm,
does not meeple the monastery. Interesting. Or you can, connect here. Or you could go actually here and drop a third
I,
farmer.
I would have scored 2 points and isolate my 12 point farmer, you know? So score two
Ah.
points and isolate it, and that's huge. 2 point
You
to 12
know,
points.
maybe, but actually I'm not sure about this because you're putting yourself at a meeple disadvantage for a long, long time. And given your meeple disadvantage is Black, because like these 2 ruins managed to get connected somehow, this kind of like not very successful, then maybe
What?
you do need this 12-point farmer to fight eventually for the big field. But
But Green just did this. So Green just isolated
yeah,
the. I don't understand it.
I do. I think Green wants to have a majority on the big field and have Black with a smaller field for 12 points. So
But
basically, what Green is saying with this move, in this position, a meeple is worth more than 12 points.
yes, but it's not a small field, so it's 12-point field. The other field will be, I don't know, 18, maybe 21, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that's exactly 18, maybe
Green,
21. That's 6 more.
but Green will invest, I don't know, 2 meeples, maybe 3 to ensure that it will end up in his pocket. Okay. Then Black fighting for the field, Green again fighting for the field.
Which moves all make sense, but now Black gets the absolute green tile because Dream Tile, if Black manages to get back his stuff and maybe even wrong side, maybe? No, the correct side. because there only one dagger of this kind remaining. Which is why, as black, maybe you go here and kind of pre-finish your city, and this would leave you with 3 tiles remaining that you can use.
3 tiles. Yeah.
Or you go like this. Yeah, you see, like Elias is saying 4 dead meeples versus 0. Yes, that would be true. But as a result of this tile, these meeples are suddenly not dead anymore. So black is threatening to finish his city, which is why Rube is blocking from the wrong side a little bit, creating this ring road, but he chooses not to take his ring road. Interesting. And he doesn't drop a farmer either. I would have considered dropping a farmer there, honestly. So Rube, if you are green, like, I would just go here, drop a farmer, and try to then sneak in to the big farm like this. And the worst thing that can happen if I have, like, then I just end up with a 9-point field here. This is exactly what he does, but Ali can threaten to finish his big city, and he can even drop a farmer here if he likes, honestly.
Agree.
Looks like the United States champion is turning full Brazilian mode now. Because everybody fighting for a big field. Well, that's...
Interesting choice.
Yeah, so I mean, this move was great here by black, blocking the field entry, but I don't think you can justify placing this tile here without a meeple. Like, what are you hoping for? You're just delaying the inevitable, okay? Eventually he's going to draw the triangle and he's going to finish the city. So,
Here you
exactly.
go.
Yeah, that's it. Like, this is the loss right there. I mean, green was doing just fine for a long time. Oh, look at this. Green is actually now looking to maybe sneak around even further. Like, city cap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, black is getting really, really impatient, but it pays off.
Pays off, exactly.
Unbelievable.
Okay. Then it's also decisive. Yeah, it's decisive, right? The city again. Also as in the second game.
And like, it's so easy. You just meeple the equalization. Like, why do you help building your opponent your city? And I think it all comes down to just simply playing too fast.
Not meepling the monastery as green, interesting. Maybe deciding to fight for the field as only option to win.
Well, yeah, but I think you need the monastery and the field. Like, you need every point you could get. Like, you need some crazy stuff. For example, you need a curve here, drop a farmer, pray you don't get blocked, and then you connect like this through the outside, and then you get road points as well. Also, fantastic. I'm not sure what that move is. I think it's just a bit of a flex. Yeah, exactly. This allows a very nice city like this. Exactly. So I think now black is trying to lose this game, fighting for the field, but relinquishing a huge city, like, well, medium-sized city as a result. And suddenly, green is alive again. But black is fighting hard for a new field. Okay, green's probably going to take 4 points up top, create another field connection option. Because let's say if green draws another city cap, he can drop a farmer over here, connect like this. This game, man. This game.
Okay.
Also, I would like to draw your attention to some interesting fact. This black farmer at the bottom has not yet connected.
Exactly.
It seems that it's something that both players may have forgotten about. So technically, green is still in control of the big field.
Somehow green managed to equalize the scoreboard. Green was behind
How?
a lot of points, closing a lot of cities, small cities and so on.
Well, I guess if black connects here, then black will still have the advantage as a result of this 12-point field in the middle, which scores ever so slightly more than this 8-point monastery. All right, but Rube now attacks another field, which I really, really like. Can connect from this side, can connect from this side. How many straight lines are remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, only 1. But there's also 1 crossroads, so there's at least 2 tiles to complete the connection. And now also, Rube almost manages to block the field connection, but it seems to me that Ali drew the last tile to connect this farmer into the field, so the big field in the center is now equal, which means that it was actually quite wise in hindsight for green to have blocked this farmer in the center for 12 points and to have sort of cut his losses.
Hmm.
Now,
But
I think.
why? Yes, but why blocking like that, the field connection? Because there are no monasteries, there are no city caps, vanilla city caps. Why not blocking with the field?
Oh, so essentially what you're saying that it was a gigantic blunder here, yeah?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
because it was a permanent block.
Honestly, yeah, with 8 minutes on the clock, I mean, basically the point is if you turn this tile the other way, then you just win as green.
Hmm.
So, very interesting. And now Ali attacks this field from this side, and it might as well just work out for him. So here, with 8 minutes on the clock, you should spend like 4 minutes calculating the remainder of the tiles and just trying to figure everything out.
Crazy. Okay, so
Wow.
black manages to connect.
And probably win, honestly,
See.
because this field is just so
Yes.
huge. Just so huge.
Yeah.
It was a really nice find by black.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. There are not so many chances to block. Actually, it was a bit of a gambling because they were tired to block the connection, to
Yeah, but
permanently
it
block
was
the
already
connection.
3 points, and there were
Mm-hmm.
still two tiles to connect. And in order to block, oh no, there were actually multiple tiles. There were three tiles to connect.
Yes, three ties.
And
Okay. But
if
with
yeah, yeah,
yeah, with the starting tile, yeah, you have got blocked. Then also with the triangle, the Dorito with the road.
and now for some reason green decided to take a 4 point road instead of a 5 point road.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't know what that was about. Yeah, very, very. Such an unusual game, just one of the wildest games I've ever seen, really. Both players exchanging noble sacrifices. Like, I give you a 20-point city. Okay, I give you a 16-point city. And then Ali just
Crazy.
managing to sneak in some farms. And this move over here, the Dorito tile may come back and haunt Rube in his sleep. Well, depends on how seriously he takes competitive Carcassonne. Um, I know that I do. Like if I typically when I blunder, even in not Carcassonne, like even in games I don't really care about much, I
Uh-huh.
do tend to remember that for a very very long time. But hope he can take it better than me, and maybe not think about this too hard. But we congratulate the player with the screen name Ali Youth to advancing to the semifinals. And with that, I think we have all our semifinals
Mm-hmm.
pairs ready because as we were talking, Chauncey, the newcomer, delivers another what I would say upset and defeats the runner-up of last year, defeats DKL with just 1 point,
Okay.
and he'll be advancing to the semis. So I'm not sure exactly how the grid works, but I think it is Ali, you will be playing Karki, and Chauncey will be playing Wizard Chess. Is that correct? I
Might
think
be.
it's
I'm
more a
not sure.
question of for Elias if you are in the chat. Oh, hi DKL. Yeah, I see you in the chat. Before you ask, unfortunately, we didn't see a single tile from your game just because we're so preoccupied with Ali U. Well, anyway, I think the semifinals are starting immediately, right? Let me just check with Discord. They might be like a couple of minutes
Okay.
break or so.
Yeah. In the meantime, I'm looking at the stats after the third game of Alio and yeah, Bay Area. It's incredible. So Ali played 13 meeple against 20 meeple. So against 20 meeple, and he won
Wow.
by 13 points. Incredible. Of course, winning a lot of field points.
And
49.
interestingly, despite the fact that he received this huge city donation, he actually
Exactly.
scored fewer city points than Rube.
Yeah, very interesting.
Wait, more monastery points? Well, the fields obviously they mattered a lot, but with being 7 meeples down, seventh place
Crazy.
meeples down, it's just like completely ridiculous. I had it once in my life. I even had screenshotted it. I won a game where I placed 10 meeples and my opponent placed 20 meeples. And the way
Okay.
I did this was not even with a big field; it was with a big road, because
Okay.
like all the fields were blocked and stuff.
Hmm.
Whew.
Good. Do we have some break here in the tournament? Do you know? Or Elias knows?
Well, I think I'm going to just first of all check. Uh, well, whom shall we watch? Shall we watch Chauncey this time because they're new?
Okay, we could.
Well, they are playing.
Playing already?
Oh no no
Okay,
no
let
no
me
no!
check.
They're not playing already.
Okay.
I know that I probably could use a hot beverage, so I think we're going to do like a 5 minute break or so.
Okay. I will also close my camera and mic, right? And coming back in 5 minutes, or
Yeah,
should I sing something? Okay, good.
I'll shut
So,
everything down.
good. Talk to you later then.
Yeah, see y'all soon.
See you.
Alrighty, y'all, we will be coming back quite soon, so you can probably hear me, just not see me. I am back. I'll bring my special guest Bogdan Kurkan back in just a second when I find the right button to do so. Here it is. Maybe is that the one? Yes, that's the one. You can see now Bogdan's face filled with Carcassonne wisdom. I
You can see it, right?
Yes. I presume
Okay.
you have your hand on your face because you're thinking about some Carcassonne position from a previous game. Also, a question for you. By the
Yes.
way, we do have a few minutes to talk because the tournament is restarting again in 4 minutes. I wanted to ask you, how well do you remember your previous games, both intellectually, kind of like what mistakes I made, what my opponents did, or emotionally, like who got lucky or how you felt? Like, how well do you remember your games?
I remember quite well because I have this exercise or this training from chess. So I remember the games quite well. I sometimes don't sleep after some loses. Also, when I lost against you, I had a bad sleep that week. So yeah, I remember the games. I try to understand the mistakes. I'm not thinking that luck is decisive in this game. Not when playing 2 out of 3 or so. And yeah, trying to learn from mistakes. So yeah, to answer, I remember quite well. Yeah, I try to improve myself, but emotionally, sometimes I'm not that good, and I forget the lessons I learned before, so I do the mistakes again. But yeah, that's why I'm not world champion or a master. But yeah, what about you? I think so, right?
Yeah. Also because of chess, I think. But I do remember some details from games like from 12 years ago. Wait, 12 years ago I didn't play Carcassonne. Oh, 11 years ago, yeah. But like 10 years ago, quite easily. I remember some crucial moments from the 2013 World Championship, for example. I do remember some casual games as well. Emotionally, also, I've mentioned this before on stream. Not just Carcassonne, but like if I make a stupid mistake, it will haunt me for a long, long time. I try to get better at it a little bit, or at least not to repeat that mistake. But that's part of how I'm wired. Is your brother the 2019 world champion Marian Kurkan? Is he like more balanced when it comes to this?
Yeah, he's more balanced. He actually learns from mistakes, and he did not forget to apply the learnings actually. So he's more yeah trained, let's say, or accurate in learning from past mistakes. Yeah, I'm getting too emotional, to be honest. Yeah. Sometimes I'm triggered and I lose my focus and I do stupid mistakes in the end game. But he is more balanced, so he never um, gives up. For example, in the final, the World Championship final, when he won, um, eventually then he was behind, I don't know, 13 points, 30 points or so. So the Taiwanese opponent closed one big city, middle game to end game, and he was very far behind. And then he still managed to close 2 monasteries and yeah, take over a field and crazy comeback. If I were him, then in his position, I I would have lost that game for sure. So if I'm far behind, I'm just losing my mind. I don't focus anymore. So he's more strong mentally, and it's very important actually in this game, as also in chess. Yeah, never give up.
It is, yeah, and I would say maybe even to some extent, even more so than chess, because in chess it is quite transparent what can
Hmm.
happen, whereas it's in an imperfect information game.
Yeah,
So it could feel like this kind of mental stuff matters less, but no, it really does.
it does because you blunder easily in the end game if you are not emotionally stable, let's say. So you don't see obvious moves. I did it myself, so yeah,
Now we're about
matters.
to see if any of the American players are going to demonstrate these qualities.
Let's see. So we will be watching
Chauncey
first
versus Wizard
Chauncey.
Chess. Yeah.
Okay, let's watch some chess. Good.
So I am super surprised by this move, which I think by the first mistake of the game. I think, or maybe it would have been a misclick. Chauncey actually placed a move over here and didn't meeple anything. Luckily, he'll be able to get away with it because he gets a row tile anyway, and he'll have a slight advantage because he has 4 points on the scoreboard. Wizard Chess has this road here and has this so far uninspiring city, but the city could be finished quite rapidly before you know it. So let's just see what happens here. Wizard Chess is playing the red meeples and Chauncey is playing the green meeples. As you can see, the play with the green meeples has a slight rating advantage. And in the bio that they wrote for themselves on the internal championship server, they say that they have played for such a long time that they still call monasteries cloisters.
Interesting.
Apparently, that was how they were called before in English. Even though I've been playing quite a bit, I've never called them like this. So monasteries. I sometimes called them churches before, but monastery makes more sense because like church is small, monastery has like all this area around the sphere of influence.
Exactly.
That's why it's worth so many points.
Exactly.
Both players are playing quite fast, and speaking of cloisters or monasteries on churches, each side has one of those. Oh yeah, and what I meant to tell y'all about this fact from Chauncey's bio is just to indicate that they are a newcomer to this championship, but not to Carcassonne. They've been playing quite a bit.
Interesting that Red did not save the ruin now, the city, and maybe meepling the triple city. So
because there was an opportunity to connect everything over here. It could be simply that they're just playing a bit fast. I've noticed something that they do have a tendency to sometimes just blitz out some moves in positions which are really far from obvious.
Exactly.
So we see a block here from Chauncey. There's only one tile remaining that fits into this square. Let's see if Red gets it. Well, I think the one thing about this ruin that Red can be sort of okay with is that this square is still sensitive and Red can block it so that Red will have a blocked ruin versus a blocked monastery. And then maybe Red will be able to block this guy. The triangle pieces are very interesting. Once you meeple a triangle city, in order to start blocking your opponent, more often than not, you also lose your meeple. Like, it's just a thing. It's just a pattern that I've recognized with experience. It's hard to explain that mathematically. Well, I guess you can explain that rationally. It's because, like, if you place it over here in order to block your opponent, this position is already restricted. So it's very easy to restrict it completely from all sides.
Yeah.
Green draws a fantastic tile, decides not to save his city, but first of all, get his meeple back. And Wizard Chess here with a bit of a interesting decision. He decides he has no fear. He's going to make his monastery vulnerable. And it's not going to pay off because he's going to get blocked immediately. But I admire the courage. So he has 1, 2, 2.5 blocked meeples, essentially.
Yep. Yeah, green could just place the triple city near the city that red is trying to complete, to finish.
Which
like
is
this.
But with a meeple.
Yeah.
With 5 meeples, don't be
control.
stingy.
Yeah, he could do it to control that situation.
You see, and as a result, like, Wizard Chess is going to run away with the city. We've seen this before. We've seen this in the previous game, in the quarterfinals. Where just, you have 5 meeples, just don't be stingy. Just place the meeple.
Here you go. Here you go. One
Here we
Dorito
go.
left.
One tile away. One tile away. There's still one, two, three, four, five, three triangles remaining and
Mm-hmm.
two splitters. He's gonna have it on the next move. I guarantee you that. He's gonna have it. Okay, almost,
No,
almost. We'll see if he just chooses to defend, which actually could be not such a bad idea, honestly. To
it's only
just
one.
preserve the points.
Yeah.
He decides not to do that. He's saying that, you know what, you're gonna do it for me anyway. And he could, like, green could go here and maybe restrict the square, but they're gonna still be two triangles remaining that fit there.
Yep.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Why not the other side? I'm so curious. Because there's still three tiles remaining. I think I know why. I think maybe Chauncey thought that, okay, there's only one triangle remaining, but
Yes.
might have forgotten about the two splitters.
The splitters. Exactly.
Very interesting decision for Chauncey now. Again, like these types of positions shows who the player really is. He could go over here, trying to just build a city slash ruin, and saying me, you know, like many straight lines, 5 straight lines have already been gone out. There are not that many blocking tiles for you over here. So if I just manage to get a triangle, I might build my city really, really fast. Or he could just take the quick points, or he could take the greedy indirect quick points at the bottom, or he could just simply go up top and try to eat up the city. But he just goes for the simple play, taking the 2 points, and now Wizard Chess taking quick points over here, catching up. Chauncey's attacking up top, but Wizard Chess immediately gets a tile to make life a little bit easier for him, but Chauncey now, of course, will try to connect to the city. And now we're in a different position. Now it is red who will be trying to block the square and preserve the advantage in the mini battle.
Yeah, without meepling the city cap, interesting.
Yeah, I think a bit sloppy actually. Would have been an excellent move with a city cap. I do understand the intention though. He's saying maybe, you know what, I don't want to place a meeple there because you already have a city cap open and you might need a city cap elsewhere. But there's so many city cap remaining that this is absolutely worth doing.
Exactly.
And as a result, lost 8 points right there. Well, not 8, but like a bunch. Oh, look
This
at that. I
was
love this farmer.
Yeah. It's a good farmer. This was the perfect move, one tile before, right? With
Yeah.
the simple, with vanilla. But yeah,
Exactly. Because you see, now Chauncey can just chip away at the scoreboard by completing these small cities and also creates a counter field over here. So instead of fighting for the big field, he can just meeple 6 points here towards the end of the game. And also, this city's still alive. If he gets a tile like this, he does not have to put it over here. He can actually put it over here instead. And then get a triangle or the other splitter, of which there are 2 remaining, and drop a 9-point field over here. There's a great move for Chauncey. I'm not sure if he sees it.
let's see. This is the last dagger, right, in the game?
Oh yeah, I didn't notice that, but that's true. Okay, yeah, that's an option, but I would have done something different. I would have gone over here and meepled this city cap like this. Just to clean off the city cap and sort out the road. Daggers are like super common to use to sort out these sort of sensitive positions with your incompleted road and near a city cap. But also very interesting move. Like, there's still 2 vanilla city caps. And if he gets one, boom, it comes with 12-point farmer. Well, he doesn't get one. There's still the other one, but he doesn't get the first one. Wizard here scores 4 points, which are essentially 7 points because he's also expanding his field, putting slight pressure on this square, but also pressure on this square, because if red manages to block this square, then this farmer will be stranded, which is why green does not hesitate to use a valuable tile just to secure this field connection. But what red can do, red can just go here and drop another farmer. Or instead, red decides to meeple this 9-point field, which could become a 12-point field, which I really, really like. You see, like, as soon as Red slowed down and started thinking, like, for 10, 15 seconds per move, instead of 2 seconds, now Red came up with some good moves.
What
Very,
was that move? Interesting choice. I would.
yeah. By the way, also to my
It's a minus.
viewers, when Bogdan is saying interesting choice, he's being very, very diplomatic. I'm typically much more direct.
Yeah, yeah. It's a -1 point move. Maybe hoping to close the monastery, but
Yeah. I think what this move is saying is that the meeple is so valuable, the chance, even the remote possibility of closing my monastery is so valuable that I'm going to sacrifice 1 point. The reason why it's a sacrifice is because you're getting 1 point for your monastery and you're giving 2 points for your opponent for the city. Ooh, and Chauncey drops his last meeple to fight for the field, which I think is a bit premature. Because it's okay to do that actually, but not with this tile. The problem with attacking a field with a city tile is that it creates more re-attacking spots. So it only ups the stake. You're a meeple down, so you just gotta wait for something like a curve and then drop a farmer, so that when you connect, your opponent cannot reconnect.
Exactly. Now, as green, he's not consistent. So if he wants to close that monastery on the bottom, then just throw the monastery behind your.
Well, I guess he was trying to protect his road, which actually wasn't protecting but blocking because there are no curves remaining.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Look at that. Look at that lovely piece. There's some scenarios. Check this out. This guy can eat up. It is possible. There's still tiles remaining to do that. Triangle,
crazy.
triple city. Yum, 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 yum.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
Mm-hmm.
I know this, but does he go for it? Does he get a meeple back right now? Okay, he goes for the boring play. He goes for the safer play. Boring. Probably correct, but boring.
As red, what would you do now? Maybe meepling a farmer on the left? Farm? No? Okay. Because it will be like 5 cities, 6 cities.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I'm not sure if I would have had a discipline for that. Well, actually, no. You know what I would do with 9 minutes on the clock? I would spend up to 5 minutes just calculating the full end game.
Mm-hmm.
Because by playing fast, if you get this huge time advantage, I would just like calculate everything, and then decide whether it's correct. Intuitively, probably I might have like taken the 4 points, but certainly it looks like meepling the field is actually correct. I'm just not sure if there are a sufficient number of row tiles remaining to connect, because I know that there are no curves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But they are straight lines, though. 1 straight line. Oh, and that's it. There's like 1 tile to connect.
I counted 7 straight lines. 4, 5,
well, yeah,
7.
so there's 1.
Yeah.
So there's 1 tile to connect, because there's nothing else. All daggers are out, starting tiles are out, curves are out.
1 crossroad? No, crossroads are out. Okay. Yeah. A bit inaccurate, if you ask me.
No, not that side. What? The other one. I guess he just wants the guaranteed point. Chauncey does draw the straight line that he needs. Well, at least that he needs red not to draw.
Exactly.
But the thing that I'm seeing is this piece. There's still 1 of them, right? When we were tracking, we're talking about 2 of them remaining, and there's still 1 tile that goes here for green. Green now trying to use that piece to connect to the farm. Red is not able to block. Chauncey finishes a shared city.
Interesting.
And then no, block.
No, there were no tile there.
But what about the regular city cap, or am I hallucinating?
Yeah, it's out. 1, 2,
I,
3,
I don't see it.
4.
I don't see it.
1 second. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hmm. Where is the fifth? One,
Well,
two,
because
three,
we were
four.
when we were calculating, there were two. One of them came, the other one never came. So the last tile that
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Wizard Chess must have in hand for the last move is this. So I guess. Whoa, 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 whoa!
What?
Oh, come on! It's the
What?
last move. Like, what's the point? I think maybe he thought that there was one more tile left.
I hope so. It was a 6-point field on top.
Yeah.
Um,
Very, very unusual endgame. I think it's not like the players miscounted the tiles. The players miscounted the number of the tiles remaining. But you can clearly see the zero over here, and both players having so much time. It was very, very
yeah,
unusual. I have to
unusual.
say.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say that it's a really deserved win for Red, because in the middle they were like a bit maybe too free with their meeples, but then really managed to consolidate the game, pick a win condition, drop a farmer for 50-50, drop another farmer kind of at the right time, and then just defend. And it seems that even if Green were to get the toss that they needed, it would not have been enough for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, great game here for the newcomer, and also congratulations for them to scoring the 500 elo threshold, and they're now up 1-0. So Bogdan, are we just watching the full duel?
I don't think so. I don't know. I would watch also Karki a bit,
All
if you
right.
ask me,
So
before
you're
the
afraid
final.
that he might be eliminated and then we never get to
Yes.
see him, yeah? Makes sense.
Exactly.
Well, Karki did win games one against Ali, so
Okay.
uh, there's that. But I'm always going to listen to my guest. Well, not always, at least today. Hi, Vika. Hi,
Okay.
Mingo. Yes, using time to calculate the endgame fully, super important. And by the way, Carcassonne endgame play is so much different from just like general Carcassonne theoretical concepts. Completely different. It's more about calculating variance rather than following principles.
Exactly.
Which is why you very often get like super counterintuitive moves and stuff. Alright, so Ollie
They
versus.
started already
Yep.
the second game. Karki with a monastery and 4 points on the scoreboard, but Ali with several other features, closing a city now, dropping a farmer for 5
So, of
points
course, he's
growth.
dropping a farmer for 0 points. That's actually what he's very, very well known for. And Ali now decides to immediately equalize and finish a long road. So, slight advantage for Black,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say before this move. Actually, now slight advantage for Red, because Red has a nice monastery and Black has this uninspiring piece of city, which will be quite, not impossible, but difficult to unscramble.
Mm-hmm. Why playing that straight line as Black, as Ali, like that? I I know. Limiting the monastery, I didn't get it.
Yeah, limiting the
But yeah.
monastery.
Okay.
I know it's better to just start a new road, but that makes sense.
Okay. Series of monasteries now this is the third in a row and the last simple monastery in the game.
Look at this move,
Oh,
by the way. This move is actually pretty good, because you see, it disallowed Red from utilizing this monastery spot. So nice. And I'm so surprised Red did meeple the monastery. Like, there was a nice spot here up top. You have 3 meeples. Like, what else are you going to use them for if not monasteries? Ollie decides to start a new city and attack this square, which makes sense.
totally, yes.
Now, I guess we see the first pause in the game, does go for the natural move, takes 2 points, maybe attacks this square a little bit. It's not that this monastery will be blocked. The point of putting a city tile next to your monastery, next to your opponent's monastery like this, is that it will be forcing black to put a valuable city tile to score just 1 monastery point. This is the main power of these moves. Very interesting how everything gets so blocked in this position. This farmer, both with 3 points. This city's precarious.
They play very defensive. They really prefer to block instead of creating new features or do other stuff.
Honestly, I'm a bit surprised because this one. I mean, such a juicy city cap. Well, I guess I can see some ideas there. Maybe if you get a curve, then in the future you can actually meeple the city and score big. Yeah, that's his plan. So that's why in his mind, this move is not just wasting a city cap for a block. It's actually preparing to use it as a city later potentially, which honestly there is a lot of equity in that, true. And it can be quite obscured from your opponent as well.
But
Ooh,
why
dangerous. Yep.
Yeah. Why not taking the city right now with the dagger as red? I mean, just wait for the starting tile.
Oh, I completely agree. I think he can do it now. He can do it now.
Yes.
Go here, meeple this 88% chance, huge gain.
Why not? Because black will do it.
Black should do it now.
Yes.
Now. Right now. Go. Over here. This is the best move by far.
With more value than before, so it's
even more value.
Even worse.
Excellent spot, Bogdan.
Let's see. Okay, taking it. Good. Without meepling? Don't think so.
Because this is an even easier decision because it already has 6 points. Like the worst that can happen, it will be a ruin. Also, Elias is pointing an interesting thing in the chat that kind of Karki spent so much time blocking this field here and here and so much effort, even though the top field is actually more valuable than the bottom field. The bottom field only looks bigger, but it has 3 points in it, whereas this field has 6 points in it.
And not many options to extend the bottom field. Very
That's
few
true,
options.
Yeah.
Okay, red pre-building a ruin, not taking it. I think. Oh, already not taking it.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Like it's 6 points. Just take it. Just take it.
What? Okay. Crazy.
Players just hate points. I guess maybe Black decided that he's going to need those meeples for something else in the future. I mean, this move I understand, honestly. It's like, I know, if I were Black, I would just meeple this ruin. But I think there's a bit of psychology going on, because like you're playing a high-rated opponent, and if they decided that this rune is worth meepling, it could possibly that part of Ali's mind is thinking, either consciously or not consciously, well, if they're thinking that this ruin is not worth meepling, then this ruin must be not worth meepling. Because like sometimes if your opponent makes a slight imprecision, part of you wants to mimic that imprecision if you trust your opponent.
Here you go, the starting tile for Black.
And the starting tile for Red. So had Red listened to Bogdan, Red would have had a bajillion points, but now it's Black that has a bajillion points. So want to get better at Carcassonne, listen to Bogdan. That would be our advice. Okay, let's try to think here for Red, because Red is behind 16 points on the scoreboard. Red has a field up top for 9 points, so that's not nothing. But Red also has fewer meeples. What are your plans for Red coming back into this game?
Yeah, extending the field and maybe closing also the cities on that field. I don't know, to create a 15 points. 15-point field, maybe. Taking the ruin, yeah. It's quite a close position, so we won't have too many big fields. That one will be maybe the biggest field on top. Then the ruin will matter, which is already 6 point, maybe 7, 8 in the end. So it's a good feature to take.
So
Then
certainly you kind of have to take it, but then you're left with one meeple for the rest of the game. Well, I guess you could
yes.
take a meeple back from here in emergency, but also I think I see a devious plan. You could take a meeple back from here, and I think when it comes to just equalizing the meeple advantage, this is the key square. As Karki, you could go here right now, like this, pre-blocking this spot, then hoping for one of the 4 remaining triangles with a road, then placing it right here, and making sure that this square is pre-blocked. If you want to know more about monastery pre-blocking, watch my video, which is called something like the sneakiest move ever or something like this, but it's about a game that was played between Kithara and Danis30 at the 2021 World Team Carcassonne Online Championship. Super instructive game that everybody must learn.
What Black could do now, could meeple the road on top of his field, extending the field, maybe connecting with the 9-point field, and
Yep.
meepling the 6-point road eventually.
Or right now, I kind of go here and just hope this road doesn't get blocked. And honestly, it's really hard for this road to get blocked.
Exactly.
Well,
That one.
excellent spatial vision, Bogdan. Yeah, it's just great. Like, you go here, and the question is, how do you block this road? And the answer is you don't. There's, like, just nothing that can go here or here. So it's inevitable as you get a straight line. You expand your field to 9 points. Then you utilize your meeple majority, drop a farmer here, drop a farmer here, create a, 18-point field here, and win with not just the win, but also emotional damage to your opponent. Kind of like
Exactly.
Portuguese style.
Why taking only so? Yeah, too defensive. I think they are too cautious.
Well, I can understand this move too. And this move I cannot understand. Why? Why would you help your opponent? I mean, if you want to, like, the very least what you can do, right, is just to go over here and equalize this city. Because that was red, that wasn't black.
Yeah.
So
Agree.
just to get a meeple back, red, I don't get this. So it was such a great opportunity for red, because you go here, you connect, just everything was perfect. It seems to me that it could be an example of simply tilt, whereas this game was completely winnable for red. Also kind of dropping a second farmer in the situation. There's still another monastery. That's what he's hoping for. So now he hopes, okay, I get the plan. Like, he's gonna get monastery here, and then he wants to eat up this guy. But on the other hand, if you're Ollie, no. If you're Ollie, you meeple this road yourself. And then you just defend from that idea. Because this is the only way how you lose the game as black if you lose a big field. All you gotta do as black is just to meeple this road with any tile. And you don't even have to get your meeple back because it's long enough. Whereas now, sort of with this move, yeah, he technically gained 2 points temporarily. Well, not temporarily, he did gain 2 points. But you give your opponent a meeple back, and you just introduce variance into the game. And my prediction is that red will somehow manage to swindle his way out. But let's see. Red's now getting quick points. So switch to greedy mode instead of defensive mode. Ollie responds in kind.
But still having the chance to extend that field, so he, like now, with 4-point road. So I think that black did a mistake there with the cap with the crossroad. Did a mistake because created this.
Was it black? I thought it was red. Oh, it was black. You're right. Yeah. You're completely right. Yeah.
So Red was obsessed with this field, so he even closed the 6-point city for Black just to to score some more points on the field. And now, yeah, his effort,
It's paying off.
yeah, is
And he now
paying
has
off.
another field up top.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Look at this. Now Black managed to connect to the field at the bottom, which works really nice for him. Lots of empty cities up for grabs.
Yep.
Another farmer. Watch. It's not going to be a city. Okay, okay. So just once in a while he can take a city. Let's see. No, he's going to take this one as well. Because, like, how else do you win and just clean everything up? Because Black has this fantastic ruin, which I think is slightly greater than these fields. Black has also the road and 9 points on the scoreboard.
Yep.
Of course, it's going to be another farmer. And
Crazy.
Ollie gets the monastery tile. The only thing is just don't go here.
Exactly.
Anywhere but here. And the reason why I shouldn't go here is because it will be a net -3 move. You would be gaining 6 points. Well, it would be +3 move, yeah. But you would be merging your 6-point field with your opponent's 3-point field. And also you would be subjecting yourself to an all-out field invasion and losing this stuff. Oh, he also goes to the field, so... Again, full Brazilian game.
Okay, good tile now, the crossroad for Black. Quick points and a lot of points.
A lot of points indeed. Yeah, Ollie's drawing great with these crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like there's going to be a decider in this game.
Yeah, I think so. Are there city caps available for the city on top?
I would assume so, because the Karki placed their tile so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this, Black isn't going to even bother getting his meeple back. He's just going to score points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting development in this game.
And yet another crossroads for Ollie, and he's going to score 4 more points.
Crazy, crazy.
He did draw a lot of crossroads.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here you go. But if you have this tile in the game, why not blocking the completion of the city with those roads that you drew?
Maybe he decided he already won?
Okay, might be. Taking over the field now?
Okay, now I also see that this farmer, when it was dropped...
Don't know.
Yeah, it was dropped when there were 0 connection opportunities. So I don't know quite what to make of this. I think it just tilts, really. I think maybe just Red gave up this game a little bit too early, especially with this move. Like, there were ways of coming back without having to hope for a miracle.
Yep.
This plan at the top was nice as well to maybe create a big field, but it felt like there needed to be something else on top. So Karki does manage to... Whoa! He has 2 fields at the top. That's so cool. Because, like, he managed to extend, and he's scoring twice. I think it's still not going to be enough, but it's certainly a great, great effort. 24 field points in that top area. So deceptive, and the fields look kind of small.
But it's not enough. Yeah, in chat, Elias and Mingo are talking about Karki style being field obsessed. And if you play against Kark, you have to to fight for the fields.
I know, yeah. Like the move that's called Vikarki is a 0 point farmer at the start. So he does 0 point farmers a lot. But honestly, the way you play them, you play them, you restrict the field, and then if the field grows, only then you fight for it. If you want to learn how to play fields, early farmers, then you play Japanese players. Like, try to play early farmers without thinking, and then Japanese players will punish you so hard. But here's the thing. He's not playing against Japanese player. He's playing against somebody who's also known to farm early a lot. So he can afford to drop an early farmer knowing that black will try to equalize. So you're not really risking to lose your farmer for nothing. And, credit where credit's due, that actually all Red's farmers, except for this guy, they actually ended up playing quite well. All of them got a lot of points. But not enough to win the game. So everybody who's rooting for more Carcassonne should be happy about this result, because this means that we get to see a decider.
Which already started. And Ali started with the best tile in the game to start with. It's the extender with shield, now the second extender.
I'll open the game in just a second. In the meantime, we get news that Chauncey wins the second game, so it's 1-1 again. These guys are also playing a decider, but we will be able to still watch at least one of them in the finals. Well, not at least one of them, just one of them.
Just exactly. Interestingly, Karki didn't want to attack the city that Ali started, but building his own city. So, you know what? I will build my own city, 8 point. Even if he spent a lot of useful daggers. But Ali also closing a 10-point city. Situation is quite equal on the board.
Karki's down 2 points, but he's up a tempo. He's probably going to score these 2 points now. Also, very, very interesting situation. It's something I'm not completely sure whether to meeple a city cap or to score 2 points. And, well, if you're going to meeple a city cap, then not leaving a 4-point road open. So I'm quite disagree with this move strongly. That's why Ali immediately take advantage of that. I think the two alternatives were just going here and meepling the city cap, or going here and scoring 2 points for the road. And I tend to score the road points most of the time these days, because these are hard points. Quick points is something that nobody can take away ever. Once you put it on your scoreboard, it's yours.
Yeah, agree. But if you score 2 points there, you give the chance to your opponent to build a ring road of 4 points. So I'm also thinking of this, maybe sometimes overthinking, but I try to avoid such positions where I let my opponent to take a very easy ring road,
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, it's a matter of choice. It's the beginning of the game anyway. It's not crucial.
Again, a farmer. And you know what? Like, I know that black won't gonna do this, but you know what I would do if I were black and if I were to draw a curve. I would put it not here. Exactly. I would put it over here and then wait for a crossroads and then finish my road like this and then say, okay, you're gonna have a 3-point farmer and you're gonna spend the entire game trying to justify it.
Exactly.
But Red can afford to do that because he knows that black ain't gonna do that. What black's gonna do instead? Black's gonna go here and drop a farmer and try to connect through the outside of a curve or some stuff like this. I mean, in all fairness, probably should be an obvious way to... Why? Don't do that. Don't do that, my friend.
Interesting choice.
Yeah. To translate from Bogdan... translate from Bogdan into my less diplomatic language, the reason why this move is a huge mistake is because it's wasting one of the most valuable tiles in Carcassonne. It's worth 4 points. And the best move with that was starting a new city somewhere. For example, at the bottom. Then you can very easily build stuff around. Whereas, you have to be very, very precious with your shields. If you study how anybody rated above 750 plays, especially the Japanese players, the East Asian players, they're going to be so precious about their shielded tiles. If you look at games by someone you know, for example, who isn't even an East Asian player, but it doesn't matter because Reds did something very interesting, as you said. So Red sort of did kind of sacrifice his own field, and now he's done a few points. And honestly, I'm liking Black's position here nevertheless, despite the fact that Red drew a very nice tile that will help him build an 8-point city. Also, one of the reasons why you don't drop shields, because if you drop it, somebody might pick it up and score points with it.
Yep. As Black now, do you attack the city on top or not?
Yes.
Like, yeah, of course, right? Or yeah.
Oh, yeah, that actually
building
also
the
makes
field.
sense.
Mhm.
And I know
Yes, mate.
he loves doing this kind of move with a divider. And here, a counter field is justified as saying, you know, you have a closed field here, I have an open field here, and this meeple will just outperform this meeple completely.
Agree.
I make these moves less often than maybe some other players, just because they introduce a bit of variance into the game. So about 20% of the time, you lose both of these city caps to your opponent. It only happens 20% of the time, but I typically don't want to give my opponent even that chance. There we go. And this is how Karki is going to get to the finals. By attacking the city. No, it ain't gonna work. He's gonna get a triangle. Watch this. Yeah. He gets the connection immediately.
Yeah.
Pulls this guy off.
But yeah, forces Ali to fight for that, you know.
Yeah. You know, at the last moment, like, Red already has some gains. As a result, Black wasn't able to develop his field. Black was forced to make some concessions. Black has like a vulnerable meeple here. So just this threat of taking over the city, first of all, it was a big threat in and of itself, but just this threat forced so many points away from Black in these indirect ways. Well, interesting move to try and act like Bogdan a little bit. I understand he's trying to block, and it will work, but at what cost? Oh, okay, never mind. So he goes for the farm instead, which kind of allows Ali to space that spot. There's still one more tile that goes here, but what an impactful tile it's going to be. If Black goes here, he's going to score such a juicy piece of city and get a meeple back over here. So it's certainly something that he will need to deal with the entire game. On the other side, interesting developments have been happening in terms of fields. Here, I actually quite like Karki's move, because this 6-point field, not that bad, could grow. One extra monastery point, great. But also this city cap will eventually be part of this field, so it's kind of continuing this farmer indirectly.
Yep, agree. Now Ali decides that, yeah, he will fight for the fields. For the field, it's a small field anyway. Okay.
Karki now blocks. There's only one tile remaining that fits into that square. One tile.
Which one?
Oh, never mind. It's a complete block.
Yeah.
So this meeple is fully deceased because 1, 2, 3. Whenever I tend to note, it's not like the reason why I miscounted is very often happens because these two tiles are closer together. So I need to try and be better than that. And you see, and this blocked meeple is just a direct result of Red's attempt to take over the city. One of the many good things that can happen, even if you don't take over a big city, good things can happen for you. So try to take over a big city if you're just learning Carcassonne.
Yeah, and all started with playing this triple city and the field tile by Ali, you know, creating this possibility to connect via the splitter instead of maybe, you know, putting it a bit on to the right and make the life of Karki tougher. No.
Look at that move, he did it again. So first of all, very interesting developments. Now Black managed to get that fantastic tile and have this huge city over here. But Karki, as a result of this monastery, made his miserable farmer play because suddenly this farmer will be part of this big farm. He does it again and again and time again. One tile away from justifying this little guy. Oh, sneaky, sneaky farmer. And this will be a 9-point field with loads of potential, and that's a really nice find by the player with the red meeples.
Okay, interesting play by Black, throwing away the monastery.
Drops a monastery. Well, now Black, of course, will be motivated to block the field. But the problem is, if you do it now, there's still one dagger that would fit into the square.
Exactly.
Probably still worth doing it, I'm not sure. Or you could go over here, try to shield yourself away from this city. Oh, he chooses to equalize. Very interesting. But normally you do that kind of stuff if you feel that you're ahead.
Karki is crazy playing for the field instead of closing.
So the field is worth 9 points, and you're leaving a 12-point city empty. I mean, and there's still triangles 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 2 triangles remaining to complete this city. It's and somebody's into roulette. Okay, so Ali now has to take that piece of city. Oh yeah, no, I know what he's gonna do. Check this out. Maybe you go here, and you meeple this little piece of field instead, because the fields are important in Carcassonne. No, just take the field. Just utilize your opponent's mistake.
The city or the field?
Oh, the city. Of course, the city.
Okay. Let's see.
Elias is saying Karki needs triangles for the big city. Nah, he doesn't even have to complete the big city. Yeah. Whew. Was so close. Although now I start wondering whether that was the right orientation, actually.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Because it's so vulnerable, I guess the best... Maybe it was better to turn it that way. But we'll see in just a couple of seconds. So Ali gets a scoring tile, which I'd use as a scoring tile, honestly. To go here.
But you have to defend your city now, right? Because otherwise, the triple city with road is out. You are exposed.
There's still one
now.
Starting tile. And maybe you don't want to be taking away a starting tile from yourself. I'm not sure. Well, on the other hand, if you do defend... There are 2 tiles that left, right? There's the city cap with the crossroads, and there's the one dagger.
Yeah. I would choose defending the city instead of, scoring 3 points or whatever, quick points, in this position at least.
And so does he. Karki does get the farmer. Yeah, one of the reasons why I would maybe choose the points is I would actually want my opponent to maybe use... I want to induce my opponent to use the monastery as a blocking tile. Instead of completing the field's connection. But... Did end up not matter. Okay, now the points here. Setting up a road over here. You have to do that. Especially when you're that far behind the scoreboard. As Black, you're going to need some help from the deck. Which is not a Carcassonne term, but I still use it. Or, if you had another meeple, you can drop a farmer like here. Not here, no. Oh, come on. It was easy to find. You go over here, you score 3 points, and you pre-build another road. That was... Honestly, that was something that was a must find for Black. Well, anyway, I'm gonna try to be more neutral. Interesting positional decision. if black gets desperate, there's this connection spot over here through a starting tile, which could be quite interesting.
Yeah, I agree. There is still one monastery with road, right, in the game, which might be decisive in the field fight.
Oh, I'm surprised to see no farmer there. Because, like, as Karki, the way you closed up this game, road would have worked. I told you, this would have already been finished roads. This could make a big difference.
Totally agree. So now black has to equalize the field, right?
And then some.
Yeah. I don't see it happening.
Well, at least he does get his road meeple back. So that part ends up working out. And then he just simply needs, I don't know, like a big monastery play, maybe farmer here. Score monastery like this. Oh, not gonna happen, because look at this. Karki managed to sneak in another city.
Now farmer. There is still monastery in the game.
And another farmer. As black, I think you need to go here. And then here. Oh, Karki decides to do that instead. Wait a second. We can finish this city. There's still this tile that remains. So we just go...
No. No, it's game over. So Karki wins it.
Yeah. Very just a back and forth game with both players switching on who has advantage. But I think that if he just plays this tile over here, because like this is not a real block, right? Because there's still one of those remaining. So you're not eliminating any tile that help your opponent connect to the field. And if you just place it over here, you can hope for here for this tile, and then you drop another farmer, and you come really, really close to winning this. If you get the monastery. It was actually like a 13%... Wait. What's 1 in 6? 16% chance to win for black, but it's better than 0.
Interesting that Karki says in chat GG with 2 tiles to be played.
Yeah, typically like the player who loses might say that. From the winning player,
Exactly.
It's a bit like, come on, don't waste my time. You have 0% win. It's closer to being... Well, anyway, both players can choose what they say in the chat. Surprisingly, there are no rules for chatting in the US Championship, so I guess you can say whatever. There was a game at the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship in the group stage match between Portugal and Chile, between João Margarido and Vaineria, Meia of Chile, where the Chilean player just took trash talk to the next level. They were just typing all the time. They still lost the game, but I did feel like they managed to successfully distract their opponent. Also, Karki would have, Ali would have finished his city.
Exactly.
At least. This would have been a way to go out in style.
Exactly.
But yeah,
with a farmer, so with a 6-point farmer.
And an extra 3 points for this farmer. So
it's 9 point with the farms and also the city. Was it enough?
21. It's a 21-point difference. Not making that move.
Is it enough? I don't think so. I think the difference will be bigger than this. With 2 monasteries, the field on the left.
Oh, that's true. But if he were to do that and draw the monastery tile, then he would win. So that's where the 16% came from. Is out of the 4 remaining tiles, he would draw this and this. So he just ends up scoring 4 points instead of 21. So he would have had 17 points more with this run out of tiles, and with a different run out of tiles, that probably would have been enough. But for all of our viewers who are learning to play, I don't know, like how many of you came here to learn, or how many of you came here to be entertained. maybe like roughly 50-50. For those of you that came here to learn, I want to say that don't give up. They're always unlikely but possible scenarios. Like 16%, it's way better than zero. Yeah, and you see, it would have come very close.
Look.
You only lost by 26 points.
Look, yeah.
So 21 points from so 17 points extra from trying to go for the city, and like 5 points from somewhere else. Well, definitely drawing this monastery would have been enough for him. Yeah, so interesting game, and credit where credit's due. I do feel like very deserved win for the play with the red meeples, because like this farmer, which looked like it had no life whatsoever, ended up creating this huge agricultural industrial estate. I don't know how you even call it. It's not a farm. It's some sort of
Is Jones still playing?
entire state of Iowa. Well, that's not where Kharkiv's from, but when I think farms, I think Iowa. Because it's just square and there's lots of corn.
So Wizard just won the decisive, right? So we have the finalists. Wizard
Very
Chess.
interesting. So it is Wizard Chess 1? Is that true? I don't see anything. Did you see that?
Yes, I checked the results. So I hope I'm not wrong, but so Chauncey 48.
Right. So we're gonna have youth versus experience. Kharkiv, obviously the much more experienced player of the two, rated over 700, sneaky with farmers, and Wizard Chess, who it's his first year playing, but managed to climb through a tough field, defeat an opponent who had him outrated by a couple dozen points, and that's why I'm gonna need to adjust the scoreboard. Oh no, Kharkiv goes here. No, actually, Wizard Chess goes here, and Kharkiv goes here. I'm not sure whom to put on the left and whom to put on the right.
Maybe Wizard on the left, because he's coming from the up bracket.
Yep, yeah. And now we will need to... Oh! I just realized that the scoreboard was obscuring the score. Nobody told me. I made the scoreboard too big. So like the match scoreboard, the tournament scoreboard was obscuring the player's scoreboard. Well, that's a shame. Okay, I think I'm just going to remove the quarterfinal scores. The quarterfinal scores for now.
Yeah.
Just to leave it like this. And do you know when we are starting?
I'm not sure. Maybe they will have a break of 10 minutes or so. They need to create a tournament at least.
Yeah, that would make sense for them.
So, I don't know, Elias, Mingo in chat. What's the plan now? 10-minute break or...
That would make sense. In the meantime, I will play around with the scoreboard a little bit.
So Mingo says yes, so I think that they will start in, I don't know, past.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think we could also have a break as well. What do you think?
Sure, we can, take it. So yeah, they confirmed that they will start in 11 minutes, 10-11 minutes.
And
so 5-minute break?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
That would make sense. All right, maybe even like 10 minutes break.
10 minutes. Then, okay, let's make 10 minutes. We'll be at limit. But yeah, hear you soon and see you soon.
Yep, see you soon.
Bye-bye.
I think y'all can hear me again, and you'll be able to see us soon. First of all, I'm going to let you see Bogdan again, and then I'll somewhere find the button to make y'all see me. I think y'all can see me as well. Yep, we are about to start the broadcast of the final match of the not world just yet, the USA Carcassonne Championship. Let's not get us ahead of ourselves, but my slip up was not accidental. The winner does get to go to the World Championship and compete with 30, 40 or so other players from different countries for the World Championship title in Germany. And it will be either the player with the screen name Karki, who is the more experienced player, the higher rated player, or the player with the screen name Wizard Chess, who just started participating this year and you see is already showing some major upsets, defeating some big names along the way. Bogdan, what are your predictions?
So on paper, Karki, I think it's the more experienced contestant, let's say. But Wizard Chess, I know he showed that he deserved the spot on the final table. So it will be, a tough game, a tough duel, I would say.
Exactly.
They started already, I think.
Yeah. Oh, great. I'm just going to cut to them in real soon. Just going to remind to our viewers that it is a best of 3. So we get to witness at least 2 games, hopefully 3 games. Just going to type in Karki here because he has the shorter screen name. Certainly have quite a bit of empathy for that. As you can see from the profile, they've been on Board Game Arena since 2017, so 3 times longer than I have. And they don't draw great because the player with screen name Wizard Chess, who actually just crossed the 500 rating threshold as a result of defeating his previous opponent, is the player to start the play. Meeple's a 2-point city, and now the player with a screen name Karki is forced to continue his opponent's city because that's the only place where it actually goes.
It's a bit inaccurate because the more accurate move would have been to place it on top because you have a spot to attack, right?
Yeah.
If you want
so,
to, yeah.
So great
but
pointing
yeah, it doesn't
out.
matter. It's not crucial, but
on one hand, you say it's not crucial. On the other hand, like it's quite easy to be like it's not hard to be precise in the opening. You know, it gives you it's still like a I don't know 0.1% difference in your winning chances, but it's not nothing. So it's great that you pointed it out. I know that you're trying to be nice, but I'm going to balance it by being like very critical because it's easy for me because I'm not playing.
Yeah, go for it. I don't mind. Okay, pre-building that road. Interesting move.
That's a good move. I rather like it.
Yeah,
There's
it's
still
a good
3 tiles that left here. Honestly, I really like what the player with the red meeples is doing here. Okay, yeah, this is now semi-blocked, but only semi-blocked. Look at this, only this is vulnerable as well. He's now taking 2 points here, killing a monastery spot, almost equalizing Arena on the scoreboard. Karki gets bailed out by the deck, gets a fantastic tile, but if you're Wizard Chess...
No.
It's an okay move, but you have to attack the city first.
Yeah. Yes, it's not the
it's
best
just
choice.
Because it looks so appetizing, but you know you don't give your opponent an 8-point city for free. And even if you're going to complete your city, which is a big if, still 8 points. It's just for free. Don't give your opponent stuff for free. Okay, but it's still possible to recover.
Why not? Why not defending the city? At least defending.
It's not a real defense. Now here I actually agree.
Yeah.
Here I actually agree because you need to score points as well. You need to get some compensation in case you getting blocked. Now Karki chooses not to block. He just continues his city, and Wizard Chess might get away with some juicy cities here because this city's still alive. This city's still alive. 75% chance for completing it. Interesting.
Karki style.
Yeah. I guess he maybe was watching Karki's games and saying, you know what, I'm going to fight fire with fire. You don't have to. You don't have to.
Here you go, the first tile that is needed by red.
Yeah. Well, there's still 2 more of those remaining. And of course, Bogdan is talking
Yes.
about this square over here. But it's very interesting that Red decided, you know what, I'm just too tired to wait. And I probably agree with this move. At least Green was forced to spend a city cap on blocking the city permanently. Yes, this meeple is not coming back, but honestly, Red's position is not that bad. I mean, 20 points down on the scoreboard looks bad, but he has his meeples well placed. This field is going to be fine. Once he completes this city, scores 3 points for this road, he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, either 12 or 16, either 12 or 14 points for this city. So it's like 17 points could come to the scoreboard in one move. Then this city is going to be finished soon. Like a lot of good things that can still happen for Red. Like now, for example. So suddenly after this move, Red is no longer
With a
behind.
bonus.
He does get the tile
points.
when his city's blocked, but hey, these are good points. Karki's dropping an interesting farmer, at the same time committing this hole to a 50-50. I have to say I rather like it. Interesting 3-point farmer over here. I guess it's saying that when you complete your city, my farmer is going to turn into a 6-point farmer. But it's going to connect all the way through. That's the main idea. His main idea, and I rather like it, is to utilize his long-term meeple advantage, trying to create a big field. Which I rather
like it.
Red recognizes this and plays a move that not only gives him 1 monastery point, and not only sets up a second monastery, which is strong in and of itself, he's also preparing a block of the square. He does not want Green connecting through here. Once this square is blocked, the only way for Green to enter the big field would be through this hole, but at least then Green would be forced to give Red his monastery meeple back. And also, like, if Red really wants it, Red could actually even drop a farmer over here, sort of trying to connect through this, if that actually proves necessary. And monastery comes down for Karki. Wizard chest takes 2 points up top.
And threatens the monastery.
Karki's unimpressed, gets an extra monastery point, and threatens the city. But this move prevents Green from completing his city quickly. However, it is still possible. Imagine a move like a triple city tile where the road goes here, a farmer goes here, and then you get this tile. You score 7 points for the road, and you get 2 farmers into the big field with 1 move. It's all possible. It's something that he will be thinking about.
Yeah. Statistically, yes. Nice city cap for Red. Finishing the 12-point city. Red does well, right? So managed to close both cities. Yeah. Look what Karki does now.
Red could even try winning without the field. Yeah, exactly. Monastery goes over here to the spot that he had prepared. Excellent choice. If you're Karki again, you could go for a 7-point monastery, perhaps. I just don't see anything better, really.
Yeah.
Even
you
if
see
it's
that
going to
Karki.
get blocked. Like, it's just with 20 tiles remaining, you just need points. Instead, he chooses to take 3 points for the monastery. Very interesting. But at the same time, he wants to freeload from this square, and he wants to connect the field and build up his monastery. I mean, as long as he's meepling a monastery, I'm okay with that move. Oof, what a tile for Wizard Chess.
Oh, what a tile. Yes.
Would you do it, though? Yes, you would do it, right? Right?
Of course, of course.
But, like,
because
maybe he doesn't want to connect his guy into the field. But still, you have to do it, right? No.
Why
not the 6-point road?
8 point. Exactly.
Maybe he thinks that he's so far ahead that he just wants his opponent not to score the city, but still, it's 6 points. It's too much to give up.
Mm-hmm.
And you could lose both meeples as a result, and you could still lose the game. So
Yeah,
I
it's
think
not one.
yeah, I think we see the first misstep. You just don't pass on these opportunities.
What would you do with this curve?
Maybe meeple some sort of road,
Not too many options.
or maybe just go here and try to merge the fields, saying that you can have your 15 points.
Okay.
But yeah, there's no point in doing that because like once the fields are connected, then I think he just like wasn't sure what to do. It's blocking the monastery, but the monastery is not going to be completed
Yeah.
anyway. So Wizard Chess does get to complete his 8-point city, and of course you have to meeple that city cap. But Green can still come back into this game. I think the main route for Green to come back into this game is this. But not with that tile. First of all, quick 4
Closing
points.
red city with a farmer. Mm-hmm.
But that's not enough for you as Green.
Green,
Yeah, the field is not
yeah,
is just not enough for Green.
agree. And the guy on top could still be connected with the rest of the farmers, if needed at some point.
Yeah, as Wizard Chess, I would actually just go for it. Like I would place either like this, threatening a monastery, or we just go like this, saying that you have to deal with the connection, you have to block yourself if you want. Because like at this point, I shouldn't be caring about the field.
Yep.
I still have this ruin over here, which matches this ruin over here. Even though this city is still threatening to be completed, I think it's still live if I'm not mistaken with my tile counting, but it can be quite easily corralled. Oh wait, there are no triangles remaining. Interesting move. Yeah, I think he wants to go for the monastery and just connect everything. But the problem of that move is that if you do something like this, you're also expanding your opponent's field, and your opponent can go over here. And then you're really not losing that much. Yeah, there we go. Completing the farmer, dropping a farmer again.
No.
You still have to drop a farmer. You don't have to connect. You just
Yeah,
you just keep this guy here for 3 points, and you're happy.
this evil hamster, the monastery. Mm-hmm.
What were you saying about the evil hamster?
So as red, I wouldn't have fought with. Can you hear me? I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe I
yeah,
had
yeah. There was a bit of a
some
lag, but
connection
you're back
issues.
now.
So okay, so red is deciding to fight for the farm, right? But there's still this monastery with road.
Yep.
In the game, and the third green meeple could connect to the field on top. And if I were red, then I would have decided to score other features, not fight for the field.
Oh, but I think it
But
wasn't
here
an
you go.
attempt to fight for the field. I think it was actually. I mean, if that were me playing, I would play the same move, but with no intention to fight for the field. I would just like to keep my little guy here for 6 points, and never connect it into the field.
Okay.
And if I were red now, actually, I would have not done this. Instead, I would have scored the 9 points for the evil hamster, which are effectively 15 points, because you're taking away this farmer. So I think here it is possible that red may have missed a 100% chance to win the game. I mean, he will be doing quite all right still.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just see what ends up happening.
He's still no. Yep. As green now, I know, scoring 5-point road.
Probably that's the best you can do, because then you sort of come within range. Because you're still losing, even with all those farmers. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of fieldless wins. Like, if you have a field, at the very last moment, somebody can take it away.
Choosing to, drop another farmer.
Which I'm not sure I fully understand. Like, it will not be enough.
Now red equalizes the ruin or the city, whatever. And then with the last tile scores, I know, 4 or 5 points. So it's enough. What?
Instead, he wants to block a field connection, which I think did not need to be blocked. Oh, it did need to be blocked. Very interesting. Did we witness some good tile counting on red's part? Because, yeah, you do get more points by preventing a field entry rather than connecting for the big ruin.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Although, actually, that wasn't a good move because
Maybe not.
there was still the option for green to connect on the left. So
Here you go. Here you go. But is it enough? No. Or?
yeah,
Where
I
does-
think red was
What?
winning just no matter what
Okay.
to do. It's red. It's red.
Yeah.
It's not green.
Yeah, it's red. It's red. Yeah, you're right.
Very interesting, but quite an instructive game. I always like when somebody managed to win without the field because it's typically quite demoralizing.
Yeah, true.
And let's say if Karki were to have this field points, he would have 30 more. So he would have 27 more. He would still be losing by a couple,
Yes, true.
which would have
Good.
probably made for a more interesting finish. But the game was rather close and nice finish up by red, and the newcomer with the player with screen with a wizard chess is up 1-0 in the battle for the championship. The players have already started a second game. As a result of the loss, Karki just dropped below the title of master, but he will be awarded in this game with the first player. I want to say tile, but with the right to go first. Of course, from Karki we see an early farmer, which honestly I think is like quite a massive mistake because not only do you start a farm here, it's just so restricting. It's like with this tile, which has cities going through all sides, and now green recognizes that and decides, maybe they feel empowered. They're thinking, you know what? I won the first game without the field. How about I try to win the second game without the field? And they start building a city somewhere else. They get the first monastery. And this monastery is huge because it also controls all these field squares. So this means now Karki can't really place anything here?
Yeah, true.
Well, I mean, he can, but he would be giving points to his opponent. So we might see a situation where an early farmer does not pay off. On the other hand, if Karki is known for something, and we've seen that in the semifinal games, suddenly an early farmer which looks completely miserable is suddenly justified. Which is also actually how I lost a game against Matt Tucker in the semifinals of the UK Championship recently. He started with an early farmer, which was scoring 3 points throughout the game. And I felt like I had the advantage a lot. But then he got a monastery with a road that managed to connect it to a slightly bigger farm, and he ended up having 12 points on that farm, which he dropped like really early, was super restricted. But those early farmers sometimes just find a way to sneak out. So, and this is exactly what Karki is banking on. In the meantime, we have more developments. Yep. Karki was about to finish a city, but Wizard Chess is just trying to connect back. In the meantime, Wizard Chess dropped a Karki on his own. A 0 farmer here.
But now
0 point farmer here, hoping for good
field.
things to happen. What'd you say, Bogdan?
Can you hear me? I think I
Yeah.
have some issues with the internet connection.
Now I can hear you.
I said that, he's building the... yeah, okay. I said that he's building now the field. yeah, it was a Kharkiv farmer, but yeah, trying to extend the field.
Interesting. So green is preparing to finish a monastery with another monastery. Green is also blocking his opponent's road. And, well, the one thing that green does not have going for him is this sad, sad 1-point city meeple.
Yeah.
On the other hand, the monastery spot, I still prefer green's positions over red. Slightly. Because green has this problem.
But why? Why?
Yes, we see the first misstep. And the reason why this is a misstep is because you use a valuable tile for what is a dead ruin. I think his idea was, oh, I want to protect this ruin from invasion. But you shouldn't. You actually should want your opponent to invade. Because this ruin is not like super valuable. And if they do invade, because of the 4 triple tiles which are already on the board, there's a lot of blocking potential. So now it looks like red is slowly taking control for this game. You know, with these little moves, with these little road jabs, he's kind of forcing his opponent into difficult decisions, and green is now cracking a little bit. Maybe not making the most precise decisions.
Maybe if he draws the second monastery and yeah, scoring a lot of points there.
Well, I guess a lot in this game will depend on who draws this monastery. And also, a lot on this game will depend on the fate of this farmer. Actually, a crucial tile is a curve. If somebody draws a curve, if it's red, then red will go over here. And red will be able to continue his road and continue his field. But if green draws the tile, then green will go over here and cap this road as 5 points, and also unbox this field completely. I think both players should be recognizing it, and both players should be absolutely praying for a curve. I think another small imprecision here from Wizard Chess. It looks like a good move on the surface, you know, adding 2 points to your city. What could possibly be wrong with that? But remember, master players are greedy with shields, so the move I would much rather prefer is going over here and hoping to finish the city after all. Now again, no need to go over here. Don't worry about the city. Just take the 3 points and put the pressure on this square. This is what I would do in this position, but let's see if he finds it. No, he chooses to protect his ruin, which is why this move by red was so important, kind of forcing your opponent into a difficult decision and hoping that your opponent chooses the less dangerous move. But fantastic tile for Wizard Chess. He's the first one to get the monastery. Yeah, Bogdan?
Yeah, they got obsessed with this ruin. so Kharkiv attacked the ruin several times. Wizard Chess, they spent a lot of tiles on that feature.
And look at this move by Kharkiv. Now that's some real Carcassonne. Yeah. I really like it. There is only one tile that fits here, but if it does fit here, what a huge impact it will give. It will give him the monastery meeple back. It will prolong the road. And I think most importantly, it just opens up the field by so much. Alright, now don't get... No. Score the road first. Okay. She chooses to get a meeple back, which was in no danger whatsoever. But this is so important. Okay, but not now. Now, as green, we get 3 points over here. Man, red is doing just an absolutely excellent job building this monastery around. Like, if red gets this tile, then red is just so happy. Okay, great move. Yeah, also scoring 3 points over here, trying to put pressure on this square. And red is not able to do anything about it, so we're probably going to see a farmer move somewhere. I don't know where. Maybe like here for 0 points on this other side. Something like this. Or maybe a farmer. Yeah, actually, I really think he's going to do this. I think his idea, given that red is now behind after green scored this monastery, his idea will to bank this game on this tile. So I honestly thought that he would go here and drop a farmer and try to connect all the way through here to this farmer. But instead he chose a different play. The purpose of this move from red is to set up a field connection platform and to go over here. Yeah, but had red gone to the farm here, he would have been able to already complete the field connection. Still, this critical tile is huge. It will help red get his meeple back. It will make his road absolutely huge. So, yeah, and now he can go over here. He can protect his city, which I think is still... No, it's dead. I miscounted the daggers. So this city, no point in saving it. This meeple is not coming back. So instead, Karki just takes a 5-point road, frees up both monasteries, but also expands his field on the right. As Justa was saying before, like, he always knows how to do this. He starts with a completely hopeless field, and now it's 9 points and huge. How does he do it? I have no idea. And also, I know that he's now going to go here and fight for this field.
For sure.
And also, we know that Wizard Chess is not going to let him in. He takes 3 points. A move which I actually disagree with, but it's fine. There were a couple of more precise moves that could have been played.
But why playing it there and not, yeah?
Yes, exactly. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Well, I think maybe the logic is that he wants to take, because he knows that there's one more left, and do like this. But I think the better move was actually to just ignore that spot and take the 2 points over here, simply to eliminate the field connection. Because regardless of red's really interesting field maneuvers, green is still ahead, I believe. I haven't counted, but it looks so, with the ruin and the monasteries and everything. Karki will now fight for the field.
2 monasteries.
Well, that's a field, yes. But we'll see Wizard Chess here for 4 points, probably. Or maybe something else. Because I guess the idea here from Karki is not only to start this farm, but to potentially go here. Ooh, it seems that maybe that was losing the thread of the game. I don't like this move. I don't like this move at all. Fighting for this field with a city cap when you're ahead, instead of taking clean 4 points, it's just introducing unnecessary variance in the game. And if you lose this game by green, this is one of the ways how you can lose it.
Look at Karkin now.
Yeah,
He wants to sneak to them.
He's going to do exactly that. He's now going to clean off the city cap. I would have been more patient if I were him. Now again, just don't worry about connecting. Get the city cap first. Get the 4 points. I think. Yeah, exactly. Which are actually 7 points. Now suddenly this farmer doesn't look that bad. Now Karki completes the other fields connection. So what Wizard Chess is going to do? I think he has a fieldless win condition. I think the move is to just take 4 points. And the field in the center, unlike the previous game, it's only 12 points. I don't think it will be enough to account for the difference on the scoreboard. But we'll see.
But Karki still has this long road, so it's, I don't know, 2, 5, 6, 8, 10. And 5, so as equalize the monasteries, the roads themselves. Yeah, but Wizard Chess has this ruin. But look, Wizard Chess manages to close the monastery and score another 4-point road.
Yeah, just that's how you win without
and we still
fields.
Have here you go. You have the 6-point field on the bottom.
Which he's taking right now.
Mm-hmm. And we have a champion, right?
I think so. Not officially, but I can't imagine what Red can do. Just take 4 points for a ruin on the left or 4 points for a ruin on the right, but there's really no field that he can attack. The ruin in the center is completely closed.
Mm-hmm.
He takes 4 points. Wizard Chess gets 1 extra point for a road.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Is that GG in the chat? Is that congrats in the chat? Oh, it's just GG's.
Just GG's.
Okay. He's lovely at 1952. What was that referring to 8 minutes ago? What happened in the game 8 minutes ago?
The monastery when Wizard Chess drew the second monastery.
Oh yeah, but it was like a 50% chance, so it wasn't really
maybe
that big of a
more.
deal.
At that point, maybe more because it was only one on the table. Never mind. So that was the
No, I meant like a 50% chance to draw it before your opponent.
Yes, right. Yes. You're right.
Which is, roughly true for pretty much any tile. Well, the points are being counted. Red, again, will have more field points, but it does seem that the newcomer to the American competitive Carcassonne scene had managed to find a remedy against all those farmers and win by a whopping 14 points. Congratulations to the new champion of the USA with a screen name Wizard Chess. I guess seemed to me that the winning strategy was to be a bit more balanced on the farm, right? Which can be partially explained by the fact that Wizard Chess is from Pennsylvania. I think not many farms in that state. It's kind of like very industrial. So that's why he was building cities. Let's just have a look. How many city points does he have? It came results. Well, one city point more than his opponent. So not that much, but monasteries. 35 versus 9. I guess something that I would expect in the American South a little bit more, but apparently also in the North.
I checked the results from yesterday of Wizard Chess. So he defeated Daniel Ayala. He defeated Alan. So yeah, also good.
Yeah, really impressive showing. I mean, there's nothing much to add. I'm not sure exactly if he'll be representing, the United States in Germany at the World Championship in October, but we know for sure that he's getting the right to do so. And to everybody who's watching, thank you for watching and everything. We will be wrapping up our stream in like 2 minutes, so if you have any interesting Carcassonne questions to either me or my special guest, Bogdan Curcan, former captain of Team Romania, then do let us know. Elias is saying he has to renew his passport, but it should be no problem. Right, so we're going to see the screen name, or the play with the screen name Wizard Chess at the World Championship, and
in Herne or Essen. Herne, right?
I think it's in Herne. Like, everybody keeps saying Essen for some reason. But yeah, they changed it this year. Although the official website says in Germany, because they haven't like announced it officially. They just said in Germany. But yeah, it's something like second weekend of October or something like this.
Yep.
Yeah, well, thanks KK Spam for watching too. Thanks for the nice words. Yes, Elias is saying the official site only says Germany, but only for now. Also, Herne and Essen are not that far from one each other, so that shouldn't really mess with anybody's travel plans. You still gotta fly into Dusseldorf or Cologne or somewhere.
Dortmund.
around that area.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just officially update the results. That's the one thing that I can do, just so that it is on the screen. 2-0 in the finals. Also did not expect that. And another thing I'm going to do, I'm going to also show you again the quarterfinals results, because I had to remove them from my screen. But if I just drag this a little bit further up, no, not like that. Like that. Then you can see what happened before. In the quarterfinals, Wizard Chess defeated another newcomer with the screen, a Woofer, 2-0. Then they had a tight match against another newcomer, Chauncey 48, 2-1. And in the finals, he prevailed against the veteran with the screen named Karki. Yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, and I'm gonna see you soon.
Okay. Bye bye, everyone.